All right. Save. Start at the beginning and hit the record button.
Step one.
Okay, kids, let's go.
Can he hear the intro?
Can you hear the music?
Have you felt it?
Okay.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We're going to be starting it up. We'll introduce you right away since we're going to be doing a beer review.
I'm not going to introduce you.
Hello, what have we here?
I can't promise that.
So funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. Thanks C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
So shrill.
Yeah, this is an annoying bell.
That's all you have, I would say. May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy. Holy shit.
Never do that again, please. Thank you.
Well, it's one hell of a way to start the episode. I am Mopar.
I'm Commander Cody. It's episode 163.
163.
So excited for things. We have our buddy, Mr. Corey, the CEO of Utini, here with us live. Hello.
What's up, guys? What's up?
CEO and up in the butt.
CEO.
Let's drink about
Make
it.
sure we open the right beer first. Thanks for joining us, Corey. We've talked about Utini on and off for about a year now. It was like right before Last Jedi came out that you got things rolling over there. So
Jesus, and that was like
almost a year ago.
an entire year has almost been ruined just from one movie. That's crazy.
I can't even do it. You guys just talk.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We are live. We've got Jacob Weitz and we got Sean Call Home. Is that like Call Home? Sean Call Home? Sean Call Home.
E.T. Phone Home.
That is one movie
That I haven't seen since I was like 4.
Dude, it never gets old.
It holds
I don't
up.
remember
Real
it.
Strong. Real strong. I don't think it's still on Netflix. It was on Netflix for a while, but I don't think it is anymore.
Real strong in a good way.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that, I don't know. Like a lot of those 80s
that.
movies,
Yeah.
like clearly, like Teen Wolf. Holy cringe. Like
never-
you're like,
haven't seen
stop
that.
it. Stop.
Yeah, dude, E.T. is full of Star Wars references, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many Star Wars references in that film.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
Yoda shows up, and then there's
Yes.
an ET in episode 1 on the counter
right.
in
Yeah.
the
That's right.
in the globe
It's,
room.
it's basically canon.
It's essentially canon.
It's not basically.
It
It is.
And there's, well, yeah, if it's on film, it's canon. And there's a lot of Indiana Jones references, too.
That's true.
Not that I can cite offhand, but just trust me.
This is Lando, and this is Hammerhead.
I'm
Well,
like zero. I said it. Now it's true. There it is.
Thank you guys for tuning in. 163. We're gonna get into this beer review.
We are.
Corey, what are you drinking?
Yeah.
I am drinking my favorite beer on the planet.
Oh,
Strong review here, yeah.
large and in charge.
I'm drinking Tropicalia by Creature Comforts. This is
Damn.
a local beer down in Athens, Georgia. I went camping up in North Georgia this past weekend, and some friends of ours from Athens came up and surprised me and brought me a full case of it. And I flipped out on them. It's my favorite beer in the world. It's an IPA. It's got like a good orange sort of tropical twist in there. It is named Tropicalia. It's so popular in the South right now. They have like quadrupled the production of this beer, and they still can't sell it outside of Athens or Atlanta because it's just sold out.
Oh,
fast.
jeez.
A fantastic beer. It's won so many awards. It's a really good beer.
It's almost like
You might have to send us one of those.
Great Lakes Brewing
I
with
know.
their Christmas stuff.
That's been going for a while.
I
though.
know, but it's kind of weird how they like limit production because it sells out immediately. Now that craft beer is really big, it's not that big of a deal anymore.
Yeah.
But before, like you'd have to get as soon as they stocked the shelves, you'd get a text. You'd be like, "Dude, there's still some left." So you'd have to like,
Yeah, and it'd be fucking like $12.99 a six pack.
yeah, dude, I gotta leave work early to go get my 6-pack. Okay,
I'm
give me
glad-
one too.
Yeah, we may have mentioned like as soon. Well, I'll talk about that as we drink this. I want to sip it. So we have from our friends at Tavor, which we'll talk about in a second. We have 2 reviews going on today. The first one is from Mazama Brewing Company. Leave it to Tavor to give us stuff that we've never heard of and couldn't otherwise never get over here in Ohio. So this is the Double Eruption Double IPA. It's 8.2%.
Very simple.
85 IBUs, and it's brewed with Centennial CTZ, which I've never heard of, and Chinook hops, which I love Chinook hops.
Yeah, I agree. It says Corvallis, Oregon. It's an interesting name for a city. Corvallis? Corvallis, I guess. I've never heard of it.
Corvallis.
Corvallis! Yes.
Okay.
Speaking of that, man, I've been watching Jersey Shore. That's one of my.
I really don't want to hear you talk about Jersey
Cheers.
Shore ever again. Drink a bell. Drink a bell.
Drinking bell. Cheers.
Gotta do that first.
Cheers, Corey.
Cheers, Corey.
everybody.
Cheers.
Thanks for jumping on.
I don't like it.
That was fast.
It tastes like an old Eggo. Like it's been sitting out like a freezer burned Eggo.
Wow, that's really specific.
I think you need to take a bigger gulp of that.
Maybe I drank the wrong one.
We haven't opened the other ones yet.
It's wow. It doesn't taste like a Dippa. That's what I'll say. It's not bitter enough. It's almost like tarty.
For something that's 85 IBUs, yeah, it's not bitter
It's
as
not
you
bitter.
would think it was. It is bitter. It's not as bitter.
True. 8.2%. It doesn't taste like it. They blend that. We don't have
I'm
to
a
ask.
fan.
We don't have to ask Corey his opinion because I got the greatest beer of all time. What are your thoughts on it?
Greedo did the same thing too. He's like, hey, throw a beer on the show while you come on because we always do a beer review. He's like, oh, I picked the best beer that's ever been brewed. It's 3 out of 3.
3 out of 3.
No need to taste it.
I'm not wowed. What are you? Is this something that you really?
I'm
really
not
feeling?
loud.
Okay.
But your initial reaction was, I don't like it, and I'm not there at all.
No, and I over exaggerated,
Yeah, you did.
but I'm still. I don't know. You kind of missing me with this one. For an IPA that we've across the board, you could be as standard as fuck.
This is
And it's
a
really
standard
good.
double, I would say.
No, it doesn't taste like a Dippa. Really? You think so? Talk about it. Stop giggling.
I like it.
Okay. Well, that's all you got to say.
That's all. Hey, it's drinkable. Is that what I'm supposed to say now?
No, because it's not.
I like it.
Yeah. Brewed Association Independent Craft Certified. I don't know what the fuck that means. Very simple can.
That's on the. That's on a lot of the Ohio stuff.
Yeah, I thought it might be a separate, a
Like
different.
an association, if you will.
I won't.
I'm done with that.
I was hoping. No, I'm not a big fan of this. I will drink it. I think it's at least a 1.
I think
Definitely
it's
go try it.
totally standard. Yeah.
So are you saying a 1 as well?
Probably a 1. Yeah.
Okay.
And for our rating system, a 1 is not necessarily bad. It's 0 to 3. 3 is like hands down, you've never had a beer that's that good before. 2 is something that you would drink on a regular basis. Like, go get it. It's fucking awesome. This is worth trying. It's just good. It's exactly what I want from a double IPA. Nothing more, nothing less. You're kind of cooling on it. I think it's just 100% Kerner certified standard.
Kerner certified. See, this is what I would say. If you're not a Dippa fan and you want to be, I would try this maybe. Because this is a little different. It's not as sharp. It's not as bitter.
That's a good call, yeah, because it's not like overloading you with hops.
Most of
and
the
everything.
Dippas you try, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted, but God.
I can't handle it. Yeah.
Anakin, damn.
And Corey, how is your 3 out of 3 over there?
Oh, it's easy 3. Easy
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Easy 3.
Yeah, Tropicalia. Seriously, I'm really fortunate to be drinking it now. Like I said, if they had brought it to me, I wouldn't be getting it. The last time I was in Athens, I bought $75 worth. No kidding.
Dude, that happens all the time. Is Georgia one of those where you have to go to like a beer store? Or is stuff available in like grocery stores?
You can carry it pretty much everywhere, and all the local grocery stores, Publix, and everything is sort of picked up in the local beer scene and stuff. So like most Publixes down here have like a local brew section. So I mean, which is
That's
pretty
good.
nice. So
Oh,
you know, they sell Creature Comforts in Publix in Athens. You just can't get it anywhere else.
Yeah. I was just in Atlanta a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think actually it was Athens. Is that north of Atlanta?
It's east of Atlanta. Athens is northeast of Atlanta. Yeah.
I was like up against a big lake north of Atlanta, northeast of Atlanta.
Lake Lanier, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Lake Lanier. Yeah, I don't know if Lake Lanier borders Athens. It's a huge lake though, so it might.
It was up there somewhere.
I'm down in Columbus. I live like on the Alabama line, basically.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're over there.
Yeah.
No, you're out of ways. Oh,
I know nothing about Georgia, so
Georgia's. I picture Georgia like the southern Ohio, where outside of Atlanta, you get out of ways and you're in the middle of nowhere.
it's farms
there's
until
not
you
a
get
lot.
in another town.
That's
Yeah.
100% true.
Yeah, between Columbus and Cleveland, there's nothing.
And Columbus to Cincinnati is even worse.
Yeah, it's
flat farms until you get there.
Yeah, it's straight too though. You don't even think about moving left or right. You just set the cruise control, take a nap for about an
Pretty
hour,
much.
and you are there.
Watch
Yeah.
those signs that say you're going to hell, and then get on your way to Cincinnati.
That's exactly it.
Pretty much.
Hell is here.
Hell is real. Oh
Yeah.
my god, those signs are out of control. We need to buy those billboards and just make it like Vader is coming or something.
Vader is
like,
coming.
like the first order reigns or something.
Vader
crazy
is
like
risen. Anakin is risen. We will. It is. It's surprising how. Well, to be fair, like obviously, like an inner city is going to be more. I don't want to get into it.
No, I'm not going to get into it either. I do want to talk about a few beers that I did have because I just got back from New York. You can hear that I'm sick. I touched the subway and shit. Didn't wash my hands. Now I'm sick. It's terrible. I'm getting over it now, but you can still hear it. We obviously did the last episode where I was live at a bar. Beer I had there was awesome. The Five Boroughs IPA, but I had a few others. Queens Brewery is this giant warehouse where they just put beer stuff inside of it.
Yeah.
And it's not like, you go to Landgrand or something where like the brew aspect of it is like sealed off with
Separated.
like glass.
Yeah.
Like the big vats are just literally sitting there on pallets in the warehouse.
Yeah.
So it was a cool vibe. I had a few beers by them. Wasn't the greatest thing ever, but it was good and the vibe was cool. The standout was this thing
does that
called like the one that I couldn't stop like talking about was this thing called Horizontal Lines by Finback Brewery. It was a Pilsner.
Okay.
It was like sharp and bright, everything you want from a Pilsner, but it had like the juiciness of like a New England IPA, like a hazy pale ale.
Yeah.
I had never tasted anything like it before in
This
my
is very
life. It was
true.
amazing.
You know, the Pilsners,
Fucking amazing.
all they really do is it's like malty or not. And then it's like
Skunky or not.
yeah, skunky or not. That's what I was looking
Yeah.
for. Like those are the only two things. So when you start saying like it was hazy, that is
Yeah, like they
different.
threw
for us.
some juice into a Pilsner. It was great.
shit.
I don't know if you can get that if you're outside of New York, but it was awesome.
I think Queen's Brewery was one of the beers I had.
Good.
Yeah, it was really good. Not to. Well, we'll get to you, Teeny, Corey. Okay, we'll get there. I'm excited.
Oh, we have to talk about Tavor first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we do.
The obviously superior sponsor.
Stop it.
Just kidding. The beers that we're having today, the two beers, we'll get in the second one later. Sponsored by Tavor, Tavour. Beer boxes sent to your door every month. What they'll do is you download an app and they will feature certain beers. I think it changes as quickly as like every day.
Dude, I get emails about featured beers like 3 times a day, and I look at them, and it'll do a quick description, like
Yeah.
the name of the beer in like 4 or 5 words.
Yeah.
Be like, do I want to click on
Gotta
that and
base
then
it
look
off of
more?
that.
Yeah. But it's
I think
easy.
I think they change pretty quickly. So you just, whenever a beer pops up that you think you would like, you just throw it into your box, and then once a month they ship everything out to you.
Yep.
It's fucking
Do you
awesome.
want it? What quantity? And then that's it.
There you
It's
go.
that simple. So
Yeah.
at least bare minimum, I would at least check out their app. Like go download the app, look at it, check it out, and then if you are interested, you can do our discount code.
Yeah, our code word is ROGUE. Spell it right, please. It's $10 off an order of 25. So if you get at least $25 worth of beer that you want, spend 15, get it sent to your door, try it out. It'll be a fucking good time. So
Yeah, awesome.
make it happen.
Man, has it been hot down south?
Yeah, it's always hot down south. No questions that.
That's very true. But
Yeah,
I guess I would know.
It's seriously hot. Up in the mountains, it was comfortable this weekend, but it's been in the high 90s.
Oh, Jesus.
Still?
It's just, it sucks, man. Everything south of Atlanta is like a giant armpit. No offense to anybody living here, but it's really, really hot.
no
all the
offense to
time.
myself.
No offense to myself.
That's why it sucks. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it wasn't bad when I was there a few weeks ago. It was actually right when the hurricane was coming into the Carolinas.
Yeah.
I ended up having to leave early that week because I didn't want to get caught in Atlanta. If we would have waited till that Friday, we would have been flying through one of the wings of the. What are you laughing about?
Why did you emphasize that word so much?
Caught.
I left early because I didn't want to get caught in Atlanta. Sorry, it's
What happens?
a bad habit of ours. We notice the smallest things that aren't funny, and just that's all we can focus on. So
That's what we think is funny.
move along.
Yeah. So you said you went camping.
Yeah. Some buddies, some college friends. We went up on a piece of property my dad's got up in North Georgia. They just recently sort of picked up as an investment. It's just got some. It's got a little gazebo on it, screen porch. We tent camped. It was a ton of fun.
Oh,
was
yeah.
hiking, went to a local festival, got some delicious fried apple pies, barbecue.
Fried apple pies.
Ooh.
Man, it was real good. Yeah.
Woo.
I
Yeah,
don't think I've ever even heard of that before.
you know what's funny is the food down there. It's not funny, but
doesn't
it's
fucking play
different.
around?
It's different, like even in chains, like chain restaurants. So we went to an O'Charlie's for like a work dinner.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
it's those
Why?
are everywhere. But the O'Charlie's down there that I went to, they had this like honey golden mustard. Oh, I forget what they called it, like a honey golden chicken. Holy fuck. It was so good. It was like brown sugar with honey, but also like a tad bit of like just mustard flavored, but it was on breaded chicken. I cut into it and stop it. I kept going.
Did the diabetes come with it, or was that extra?
No,
Yeah. It's served with an insulin shot.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
I always
high on the priority list.
to be fair, I always try to keep it simple when I'm on the road. I don't want to go oysters or some crazy shit when I'm on the road and I don't know the place. I'll keep it a little simple, like chicken or steak. Like that's where I kind of keep it. If I don't trust that wherever I'm at, a club sandwich and sign me up. French fries, I'll be fucking fine. But yeah, I kind of rolled the dice on that, and I'm glad I did. It was on point. I couldn't eat it all. It was so sweet. Like I only had half the chicken breast. I was like, God,
Gotta savor it. Just save the rest for later.
Well, I had honey running down my juices. Took me about a half hour to get it out of my chest hairs.
That's when you know you had some good dinner.
Yeah, a lot of that Old Spice, man. So, no. So, the long story short, I thought it was interesting that the chain restaurants would have local specials, and it was that different. So,
Nice.
it was pleasantly.
You ever been out of the country and been to like a even a symbol like a McDonald's in a different country?
I haven't, but I've heard things.
Yeah.
It's not even. So I spent a couple of weeks in Guatemala a couple of years ago, and like we went to Taco Bell in Guatemala, in a Central American country, and Taco Bell served fried chicken in Guatemala. It was so
hell yeah.
bizarre.
Hell yeah.
The hell is that?
Yeah.
That
Burger
It was
King's
good.
and
It was better. Believe it or not, Taco Bell was better. McDonald's was better. It
Yeah.
was weird. It was
Well, I've heard they serve like veggie burgers and like vegan shit at McDonald's overseas. Yeah.
that is
and beer. They have beer at their fast food restaurants.
Ah.
Yeah, I know that. That was a long time ago. When I was over there at a fast food restaurant in like Western Europe, but they serve beer at their fast food restaurants.
Travis Dunn here says in Germany McDonald's sells waffle fries.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Well, we have Chick-fil-A, so
Travis also says Mopar is making me hungry. Pissed. There was
too.
a honey glaze, and when it came with some garlic mashed potatoes. Yeah, awesome. All right, one on this. We'll get into the second beer. We always do two.
we'll get it down the line.
We're gonna work into
We're
it.
gonna roll those dice in a little bit. We have to talk about some Star Wars.
Yeah, well, the first things first. The
Second things third.
the Favreau Mando picture that was released.
Ooh. Ooh.
God.
Holy crap!
Before all right,
perfection.
the preface for this is that Rogue Squadron had a fan theory finally came true. Because the last episode, we were brainstorming about the Favreau thing. We were like, Mandalorian this and Mandalorian that. It's going to be about Mandalorians. And then the next day, Favreau posts the shit on Instagram. The Mandalorian. Here's the synopsis. Proven true.
So freaking excited for that.
Based on
So
true
excited
theories
for
from
that.
the Rogue Squadron podcast.
Based on us, yeah.
Truths, yeah. I'm hyped. I'm so happy that it's not like Jedi or Sith. I'm
Yes,
happy that
I know,
it's
I know.
like
Seriously, this is the first thing that we've gotten that's been released that I've just been like, oh my god, this I don't think I would have chosen anything else. You would have given me a list of all the options, like an outlaw Mandalorian is like the coolest thing they could possibly do.
Fuck
This is what
yes.
the solo film should have been.
oh.
Yeah.
So
I think it could get there.
do you want all the smoke with the solo film? Is this? We'll get into that. We'll get into
Oh,
that.
no.
But no, I think everybody's super hyped. I haven't heard one like, oh, that's not what I wanted. What?
No, you can't be like that. You can't look at that picture they released and be like, this looks really dumb. I don't want
Yeah.
this. Like,
Yeah.
No, guy looks like a freaking badass. He
Where's
looks
the
like-
lightsabers?
And I hate to say it, but this might be the first time in the Disney era that I haven't seen any complaints. And maybe it's because I've gradually, for the past 4 years, unfollowed every asshole on Twitter. But I haven't seen any like negative. Oh, that man, he wouldn't have a gun
The first
like
Reddit
that.
post I saw about it was literally all positive. And I was like, I can't believe this. So I clicked on it to see what negative stuff they had to say, and there was nothing.
That's awesome.
Look, it looks awesome. It sounds cool. I'm excited.
That's awesome.
It looks
Yeah.
like 1313. You remember that game was was in the making? Like that looks like some of the concept art that was in that. And
Yeah, I saw somebody post like that concept art picture next to the actual shot from the Favreau thing. It was like they definitely took some inspiration from that.
It's just time. It's time. It's time to get away from playing it safe.
Too. This could really open the door to a wide range of stories that have nothing to do with the main stuff. So,
but that's exactly what needed to
And
happen from the
can
start.
maybe sneak their way into a tie-in if they need to, but they don't have to.
It could be the smallest. It doesn't need to be a hard tie into a character.
Right.
It could be a mention of the resistance. It could be something, but leave it at that. Like in conversation, or even in the background. If the dude's in a bar or something, you hear like deals going on in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I need this coaxium, motherfucker. Princess Leia's pissed.
Yeah,
That's one
something
thing
really casual. Like, did you ever see the X-Men reboot where they go in and Wolverine is sitting at the bar and he just flicks him off and he's like, get out, and that's it. That's the only scene he has. It's like a little short cameo in the whole film. That's what needs to happen. It needs to be something stupid like that.
Yeah, that's one thing I liked about the Marvel Netflix things is they would reference like the Avengers movies just slightly. Like they would be talking about that.
Right. Casually mentioned after New York and things like that.
Yeah, after the whole thing with New York, like they would say that after like the Loki invasion.
They do. Yeah, I will. I'm very happy with the meshing of the Marvel universe and how they do it. They play it so subtly that it doesn't feel in being subtle. It doesn't feel forced. A lot of the Star Wars references in all of the movies, like Rogue One, was cringy reference-wise. You better watch yourself. Like, get the guy off the screen.
That
Stop.
That and the 3PO thing were just unnecessary.
Goodness.
That's not an Easter egg. That's like unnecessary. Like who did that?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they need to take a page out of their own book. I don't know. I'm happy. I'm excited for it. I think why this is going to be even better. I'm saying it now. This is going to be even better than we expect. Even though we're hyped for the Mandalorian, it's going to be even better because it's a series. Right. And if the storytelling in a series,
we're getting the first season will have like almost as much content as already exists. That's a mind-blowing concept. Like literally hours of Star Wars we're getting out of one creative entity is seriously exciting.
The screen time that's going to be happening with a series,
dude.
Yeah.
Especially as something badass as that, and a character building that's available. There's so much time, so much screen time that you can do small, subtle things in a smaller. Like there's going to be like a greater plot that's going to be built up maybe over 2 or 3 episodes, and then we're going to understand like something's got to happen, and they're going to flesh that out. But each episode's going to have their subplots that you can build the character through. I'm so hyped for this. This is going to be the best thing.
Yeah.
I know a joke think this is going to be the best Star Wars thing.
Yeah. I think so. If you think about it, we've been waiting 13 years for this because when Revenge of the Sith came out, there were rumblings of a live action show, and Lucas was like, we're going to do this, and it was on IMDb, and like there was like a no actor cast listing for Boba Fett, and people were like, what the hell?
Dude, we had that live action thing of Revan, and someone was like cast for Revan, and I'm like,
yeah, that's not going to happen.
Like 2007.
Wait, no, that was a fan thing.
I was still a fan back then too.
Well, I'm still a fan. I was always a fan. But this thing was like actually like from Lucasfilm was supposed to happen, and then it got canceled, and then Disney bought it, and then we've been waiting for a live action something. Yeah. As far as TV goes, because we've never seen that as in the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah.
Like it's a totally new twist on what we expect.
Well, they limited themselves in movies and or cartoons. Like that was the only way. Well, I talk shit.
You do. Stop.
Because obviously we have books that are available through Utini. But yeah, comics, it's just like an easy watchable thing. Like I watch a movie, I have a couple hours. Books, you have to be balls deep in.
It's more of an investment.
Yeah, it's a time investment. Yeah, exactly. Even comic books.
Kerner here has some great insight. Jon Favreau is a savage. Great point about this being talked about for a while. Live action mayhem. Some great. You should write. That's a novel in itself, right there.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, no, I'm very geeked, man.
I'm surprised they released the name of it.
Yeah, I was shocked with it. I feel like that came out of nowhere. It seriously felt like it came out of nowhere. I thought it was a joke when I first saw it. Like when somebody posted it in our Slack channel, like immediately within a couple minutes of it being posted, and I was like, I thought it was like a theory or something stupid like that. But no, that was the real deal. It was official information.
I feel like he broke the NDA.
The protocol of how to release shit.
Well, like he's not supposed to talk about it until they say so. I feel like he did it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
whether by accident, well, not by accident, but on purpose. Because that went up, like StarWars.com didn't have a post about it until like a day and a half afterwards.
Just to
I feel
confirm
like he
it.
was just like, you know what?
It took some effort though. I mean, he had to like make that and like open up a picture processor and make the yellow font. Like, it took
probably
some
took a
work,
while.
right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like it's clearly
For someone in Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah.
I maybe after those like set shots got leaked, he was like, okay, we just got to say something.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Because that
I
was
don't know.
just a few days before that.
There
That was like a day before that because we recorded on Sunday.
has to be an unfortunate process to that. And what I mean by that is like they had to have approved that. He can't just go out willy-nilly and do shit like that. It had
he's
to
not
have been planned.
supposed to.
Yeah.
But I
don't
think
know.
it's possible that he was like,
Well, they gave what's his face a ton of free reign with the solo film. I don't know.
yeah, Ron was posting shit like every other day.
Yeah, seriously, and
Yeah.
people loved it too.
Yeah.
So
Behind the scenes stuff.
I'm excited
though.
to
And I
shit for
still,
that.
I
I
still.
love that stuff. Have you guys watched the documentaries on all the documentaries that come with the DVD or the Blu-rays or whatever for the films? Have you ever
For-
seen those?
For Solo, I have.
I've watched Force Awakens and
Oh my
Last
gosh.
Jedi and Solo. I don't have the Rogue One Blu-ray yet. Actually, that's like sad for me. I need
Force
to
Awakens
order it.
ones was really short, right?
They were kind of short, yeah.
They're so good. Oh my god, those
They are.
documentaries are so good. I got misty-eyed the first time I watched the Force Awakens ones. When you hear
Yeah.
all these people talking about how they're like so moved and honored to be involved in making the Star Wars reboot. Like,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Little
Yeah.
did they know they were a part of the worst film of all time.
Terrible. Ruined my childhood.
Yeah.
No, the
Yeah.
Solo, I like that they did the little round table thing. The
I
first,
haven't
the
seen
first
the Solo
one.
yet. I haven't watched it. It's been on. I just bought the DVD or the Blu-ray last week, and I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
So
they're good. They're good. That was the very first one was like a round table with Ron and all the actors, and I hope they continue that. I really would have loved seeing Ryan talking with all the actors that were involved in Last Jedi, plus maybe Kathleen or something about it.
I thought that was interesting though, the round table thing.
It was sweet. It was fucking awesome.
It was interesting in a get to know each other. How did you feel about this shit? What did you feel when you were first cast and when you found out? Where were you? It's like all these butterflies. Like you feel for them.
Dude, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I was on the shitter, and then
It's
when
a
he called, I
fucking
shit
dream,
myself.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I like it. I like seeing the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I like seeing the cast be fans as well. Beforehand, obviously.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's
I
get
agree.
okay.
So now that we're on the topic of Solo, so Corey,
Yes.
what do you think about Solo?
I love Solo. I really liked it. I saw it. It's the first Star Wars film I saw anything less than like 5 times. I only saw it twice in theaters, actually, and I felt like that was enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's weird to say, but I feel like that was enough. I saw it twice, and I feel like there wasn't much more to get from it. Like it was a fantastic action-y summer. You know how they market it, like it being a summer action film. That's what I got out of it. I loved it as a film. There's a lot of books sort of surrounding the movie. That we had quite a few books that came out right before, during, and right after. We got Last Shot a month before the movie came out, which is sort of like if you haven't read Last Shot, it's like in the future. So it's got old Han, old Lando, and they sort of flashback with some of the characters that were in Solo. You have L3 and stuff in there, and it sort of jumps around timetables and stuff. So it didn't really add a lot to the film, really at all. It just sort of like, hey, there's this L3 character she's going to be important in the movie. We got a little bit of her droid rights type of stuff in that book. So I don't really feel like it added to the book to the movie very much. But Most Wanted, on the other hand, is basically a prequel to the movie. And if you like Solo, you absolutely should read Most Wanted because it really leads up to it beautifully. And getting to see
good to
young
know.
Han and Kira sort of interact and what the relationship is like really added a lot to the film. And the novelization as a whole, there's story we'll talk about later. But
Yeah, and anything about Kira is like right on my list.
Dude.
oh yeah,
Great
she's a great
character.
character.
Great
She's a
fucking
great
character.
No, I think you hit it right on the head. That Solo is not an episode film or saga film
If
where
that's what you wanted to get out of it, then you missed the point.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
and like you even said, even though I only saw it twice, it's not that it was bad. It only needs 2 sittings in theater.
Right.
And it's because it's a simpler film. It's not something that you're going in for the 4th
Right.
time and still seeing small little things. It's
Right.
not built like an M&M rap where it's a layer beyond a layer and you got to read in between the lines and all this shit. It's just a straightforward action Star Wars film,
Right.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you watch it once for my mind's blown, and then the second time we've all like a couple of the small things that you missed, and that's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Let it be.
Yeah.
I just like that point of view because I completely agree.
It's a huge turning
Yeah.
point for Star Wars, and I'm happy that they did that. And I probably mentioned this before, but like it's just taking them some time to expand what Star Wars new canon can be
Right.
as far as like
Right.
TV and movies go. What's going on over there? You fucking overheated or something?
Yeah.
Jeez.
The Browns cap, man,
Jesus.
gets overheated.
It's fucking knitted from wool and shit.
It is actually.
Keep you warm in the lake effect snow.
I mean, feel it. It's not like a normal stuff.
Jeez,
it's almost.
it's fucking wet as hell.
Ouch.
God damn.
It's
It's soaking wet.
No, it's not.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Ouch.
What I was saying is like I'm very glad that Solo exists. I think it's a big turning point for the Star Wars franchise because they are not limited to making a epic, dramatic.
I don't know though.
Saga
According to Disney,
thing.
it was a giant flop, so maybe it just limited the crap out of Star Wars. So
That's how they still feel about it. You can fire Bob Iger, get somebody else in there.
I'm so bummed that it did not perform well. I really am.
It
We
was
all know
timing. It was a
why.
release timing. That's 1,000%
It
release
was,
timing.
It was absolutely a release timing issue, but I'm just like, it really closed the door on any origin stories. I feel like period. Like, I don't know what the current rumors are on the Obi-Wan film, but I was really looking forward to that if that was going to be a thing. Like, Obi-Wan would be a great character to do an origin story on. But did we need a solo film?
No.
Not really.
We didn't.
But, I mean,
We
it was
needed
fun
a
to
solo.
watch, I guess, but like, I just hate that I hate that that's what they chose to do.
We didn't
Like,
need a solo film. We needed a solo style film. Just like we
Yeah.
talked about. We needed something simpler, straight to the point, a beginning and end.
I don't know,
and then
man.
leave it be.
I was never a big fan of Solo, and now after watching the actual Solo movie, am a huge fan of him. I was always like, everyone loves him. I don't understand. Like, yeah, he's just a jackass. Like,
go back
especially
and read
rewatching
the
Return of the
original Han
Jedi. I
Solo
was like,
trilogy
no.
by A.C. Crispin is fantastic.
No,
That-
really? Like I understand. I think Han Solo is overhyped, but he's still one of my favorite characters. Because he's relatable.
Yeah.
He's the shit stain of the Star Wars galaxy, and he still makes it happen. Like he's
I like Chewbacca way better.
he's talented. Well, he's kind of
He's
the same
fine.
way. He's almost like a. I don't want to call him a bastard, but he's like, there's nothing left for Chewbacca. He's on his own.
He's unsure of like what his role is in the
Yeah.
big picture.
yeah,
Like he doesn't know if he wants to be a hero or not. Like he's just so he kind of wants to be in it for himself, but like I guess the Empire is kind of bad, so let's get rid of him. But like I don't know, he's just sort of an everyday guy, I guess. And
But
I don't
then
know.
seeing what happens in Solo is like all those events have been on his mind for like 10 years. And when he finally runs into Ben and Leia,
Right.
he's like,
Right.
okay, I finally get it.
who Han?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I said when we first reviewed it, the
never said
seed
that.
was planted. The seed was planted because he helped people out, and he still didn't even think he could make a difference. Like he just gave the coaxium away and kind of let it be, and he said, "I'm going to walk away because I can't make a difference."
Right.
right. Well,
But the
Kira,
seed-
like,
but the seed was
perfectly
planted.
described his character. He's like he's actually the good guy.
Yeah.
Like that's his thing, and that's what makes him so likable. Is he wants to be the bad guy almost, but
Right. Or he thinks he's supposed to be the bad guy because of where he
Yeah.
came from.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just adds so much more weight to his character. I just fucking love that. And I think,
It did nothing but
That's all I
good.
think.
It did nothing but good character-wise,
Yeah.
especially for Chewie and Han.
Right. I walked out of the
Absolute savage.
theater like I don't have anything negative to say about this.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I liked it. That was good.
I wish there was more people here for the premiere, but that was pretty much it.
Yes. Same.
That's pretty
so
much it. It
weird.
was so
Being an
unfortunate.
indie premiere was super weird.
Yeah, it was just a Star Wars premiere that isn't fucking jam-packed, where you have to wait in line. It was
was
just
weird,
strange.
man.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
I partly think. Well, obviously we've talked about it so many times. The timing, because it was right after or around
Stop
Infinity
repeating
War.
yourself.
But I think The Last Jedi hurt Solo more than anything. People were so pissed.
Speaking of Last Jedi, did you guys see that stuff that got published this past week about all the Russian bot?
Oh, yeah, we have to talk about that.
No, what is it?
A whole thing about how Russian bots act as trolls on like social media accounts.
Okay.
And like helped fuel a bunch of shit.
So they want to bring down Disney?
Namely, it was not bring down Disney, but like maybe some people had issues with Last Jedi, but on social media, like their dislike of the movie was fueled by like bots that were like trolling and just saying ridiculous claims and things, and then it just gradually escalated and made like the hatred of the movie worse than it should have been.
Yeah, hold on. I found
There's
the
not too
article.
many people that I've talked to in person that have just openly been like, I hated it. Most of the people that I've talked to are just like, there was
exactly. Okay, so this was a real study. A study was done.
A fucking hypothesis and shit. I want to hear this.
Yes. Okay. The paper is called "Weaponizing the Haters: The Last Jedi in the Strategic Politicization of Pop Culture Through Social Media Manipulation."
globalists.
Oh my God, they're taking over.
Seriously. So like I don't know who did the study, but they found that something like 50.9% of those tweeting negatively was politically motivated or not even
Or not even what?
human, not even human.
Oh.
So bots, like it's like programming and shit.
If someone says Last Jedi, it's just an automatic reply. Sucks. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't 100% discredit it. Like it sounds silly, but there's been a lot of times where I've tried to like talk to somebody about the movie on Twitter, and the response is just like dumpster fire. That's it.
They also analyzed like the big picture about the Last Jedi stuff, and only 21.9% were negative in the first place. So
that's so weird. Okay.
Last Jedi is the highest. I mean, 2018's not over yet, but so far it's been the biggest, the most popular selling.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Over Infinity War?
Well, Blu-ray, the most popular Blu-ray sold in 2018 has been the most popular one so far. So, I mean, that's got to mean something, right?
Yeah.
I saw the movie, then went and bought the Blu-ray. Like,
yeah.
I know you hate when people say this, but when I'm talking about a true Star Wars fan, like regardless of whether or not you loved or only liked or had a couple issues with the movie, I'm still going to buy it because, guess what? I'm a Star Wars fan.
right.
So I feel like those people that saw The Last Jedi and were just like, I hate it, I'm done, I'm not going to watch Solo.
Right.
I personally think they are not true Star Wars fans. Regardless if they like it or not. Like, you have to go out and buy it. Even if you can find 1 or 2 minutes of the movie that you enjoy, it's adding to your...
I hate the whole gatekeeping thing too around The Last Jedi, but like if you are a diehard Star Wars fan, did you not like it before you even walked in the theater? I mean, because I did. Like, I was gonna like it when I sat down and ate my popcorn. So like, I don't know. I just choose to like it all, regardless how bad it is. There's a lot of really bad Star Wars. So
yeah.
like, I mean, God, we have like Rebels. It's got a whole lot of cringy stuff in it. We got like a lot of cringy stuff in the Clone Wars. Like.
Yeah.
But I still will say that I like Rebels or that I like the Clone Wars. But I don't know.
It's bigger than those actual movies and shows themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And on the true fan thing, like I don't necessarily hate or love that argument. I mean, if you're somebody that only likes episode 4, 5, and 6, and that's a very small chunk of the Star Wars universe that we know, like if that's all that you are into, I don't know. So that's where I don't want to draw the line. But at the same time, like I've only seen the only thing I know about Marvel is from the MCU. But I would consider myself a giant Marvel fan.
I'm gonna put it in simpler terms for everybody. Simple terms.
And then we're gonna crack the beer open.
Yes. Let's do a 12
point survey.
A 12 episode season of anything.
Okay.
Let's say the first 4 you loved, but episode 5 you hated. Are you gonna boycott the rest? The remaining 6?
Some people will because they're
How dumb
Janguses.
does that sound? How dumb does that sound, though?
Some people are dumb.
I'm just saying, when you put it in those terms.
That's like a known fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have studies to prove that.
There's another study.
I love one thing about Joe Rogan. Whenever they talk about like a survey or a study, he's like, if you take a sample size of 100 people, you put 100 people in one room, there's a big chance that one of those people is a fucking idiot. If you take 100 Star Wars fans, there's a high chance that 2 of those assholes are going to talk shit about The Last Jedi
And
hate
those
their
2
lives.
assholes that hate it are probably going to be the 2 loudest people in the room.
And that's us.
Fuck, you made
Also,
a great
they're going to be
point.
Russians, and
We're
they're
Russians, and we're not real. We are the initial AI. We are a fake podcast.
I'm actually getting a Wi-Fi update right now, so my opinion might change halfway through this episode.
Can I go back and change my Rotten Tomatoes score?
All right, guys. Thanks to Tavor, we're gonna do another beer here.
Hell yeah,
What do we
Tavor's
got here?
killing it. So this is Odd 13.
Oh, this is a Dippa. Great.
Oh, it's another dip.
It's another double
Our
IPA.
options. So they sent us a random box. So I looked at them. We had 2 Dippas. We had a stout and we had a sour. And I kind of wanted to do the stout, but I was like, it's still humid and annoying in Columbus. Like it's not really that season, which is kind of pissing me off. So I grabbed the other IPA. I didn't realize it was a double at the time. So
Odd 13 Brewing. It's the Electric Siren. Has got a fish bitch on it, and she looks like a.
she looks like Storm from X-Men, kind of.
It's like Storm with a Bulbasaur.
It's like Storm in what's the one that turns blue? Mystique.
Mystique. She doesn't turn blue. She is blue.
She is blue. Sorry, she turns unblue. She turns unblue.
the mutant Smurf.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, first, cheers this.
Second.
And Corey, cheers.
I'm out of beer.
I know.
need more
I
beer.
know.
Cheers.
I know.
Ooh, I like this one. I like giving an initial, like, I don't want to think about it. I want to taste and then blurt something out. It's different.
This has a mayonnaise taste to it.
You're
I know
right.
that's so random.
You're right.
But the
Is that
first,
real?
like, that was my first reaction. Was like, feels like I just had a giant bite of a club sandwich, and then I had this.
You know, I think what you're getting
Tastes
at
like an
is
ashtray.
I think
It's
what
like
you're,
part of an ashtray.
I think what you're getting at is the mouthfeel. It's like thick.
Man,
It's almost like thick and creamy. No, but
That
I enjoy
sounds
this.
disgusting.
okay. Well,
when he
it's,
said mayo,
it's highlighting a new hop variety. So the hops in
yeah.
this are Australian Melba, which I've never heard of, Galaxy, and Mosaic, and I've heard of those 2, but I haven't heard of Australian Melba. So that must be what it is. The fucking Aussies are getting
I like this.
this. That's
Force
what
Ghost.
happens. That's what happens.
Classy.
I enjoy this a lot better than the other one, even though the other one ended up being a 1.
I like the other one more.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
This is weird.
we
This
might-
just has a weird fucking aftertaste.
Mopar has already outlined how he's a club sandwich fan, so
I
know.
do. Hey, I am a club sandwich fan, but I just want this.
See,
to
we've
be,
got one person in the United States that's a listener of the podcast. Oh, the other guys just hear it. He actually listens.
well,
a club sandwich
club
fan.
is formed.
Big check mark. Just
You know
sign me
what's
up.
funny? I ordered a club sandwich the other day, thought of that joke, and then it connected in my head why it's called the club sandwich. Golf clubs, country clubs. That's you at the fucking club diner on the golf course.
I don't buy them at golf clubs.
I know
just make
you
it
don't,
up.
but I'm
Like
saying
it's
that's where it
fact.
came from.
I don't think that's.
I think
True.
we just made it up.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Mhm.
There was an
it's a complete
association, the breaded association of association.
They just fucking shut down.
They just shut down.
No, I'm looking this up. I'm serious.
All right, I'm gonna get through this here.
It's a 1 because it's
Oh,
not
wait,
better
you're
than the
close.
other one.
According to the most popular theory, the
Oh.
club sandwich was invented around 1894 at the Saratoga Clubhouse, an exclusive gambling joint in
Who
Saratoga.
the fuck is the fucking genius right now? It's me.
Doesn't say
Self-proclaimed.
anything about golf, though.
It was just at a club.
Just a club.
It's a clubhouse in the trees. You see?
Something awful. It's
trees.
like the KKK or something like
You
that.
understand? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Club us in the trees. Yes.
Tommy gun trees.
Yes. Huh?
Kashiganese. All right, I'm giving this a 2. I'm okay with it.
I'm going to 1.
It's okay. It is different. I will say it's different, and I can't put my finger on why it's different or exactly how it's different, but it is different.
I don't want to disagree.
You pissed me off because when you said mayo, and then I'm trying to taste mayo, and I don't taste it. It doesn't taste
You
like mayo.
agreed with me for a second though.
It's got the mouth. It's got a.
It's fine. It's not bad. It just has a weird aftertaste. I'm not a fan of.
I think we've
saying a
talked
1.
more about food on this show. We got honey glazed chicken. We got club sandwiches. We got
I
mayo.
haven't had dinner yet. I'm so freaking hungry.
Dude, I'm starving. I didn't eat lunch. I'm so hungry.
You know what I could go for is a country club hot dog.
Oh my god!
Yes,
stop.
dude. I had an orange Gatorade the other day, and that's all I could fucking think. I was like, "Where's the hot dog stand? Where's the hot dog stand?"
So yeah,
And-
we
and
used
more
to
inside jokes.
we used to caddy at a golf course, and at the halfway house, it was the thickest, juiciest hot dogs, and it was after caddying for 9 holes.
Yeah.
You're fucked, especially hungover. And you get to that halfway house, you are
Hungover, 13
searching
years
for
old.
you are searching for sustenance, and that always hit the spot.
Yeah, dude.
That's when vitamin waters came out. They were the big thing.
Fuck those.
You liked the 50 cent one, didn't you?
I don't drink any of that shit. I just drink water and beer and coffee. That's it.
You've never had the
I mean, I
vitamin water?
probably had it at some point.
I think you were the one that turned me on to the
but I don't like
the Acai.
drink it regularly.
Oh,
Acai.
acai.
Acai. That's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I'm white, so it's Acai.
Acai.
I change the rules because I'm ignorant. Let's get to this Utini shit. I'm
What do,
excited.
what do you think about that?
That's what I think of it.
That's what I think of it. All right, so we're gonna unbox our Utini thing that we have. Corey, this is the one from last month. I'm actually happy because I wanted to explain to our motherfuckers. This is one of the boxes where there was no canon book, so I just got to pick whatever I wanted, and
Nice.
it's 1 hardback or it's 3 paperbacks. So I'm just gradually filling up my library with the canon stuff that I don't have. So what happens today is Heir to the Jedi, which I have never read, and then we have
Rogue One novel Catalyst.
Indeed.
Awesome.
And we have Thrawn, which I have the audiobook for, but I don't have the actual book for. So, what?
I love the way you speak. So.
What are you talking about?
Now, I will say, I want to read this because the audiobook's so cringy.
Yeah, because of that Southern guy's voice.
Yeah, the Southern guy's voice is killing me.
Well, what you were saying about like true Star Wars fans like ordering Blu-rays and stuff, like I may never read Heir to the Jedi, but as a Star Wars fan, like I want the collection. I want all of these.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Got to have the library, and obviously this comes with special
Special
Utini
goodies.
shit that's
Oh, yeah.
embedded into stuff. Utini.
Oh, yeah, I got some stickers there. It looks like.
Dude, I want to hear. So obviously, I'm Corey from Utini. Tell me about. It's a bookmark.
Yeah, but there's a lightsaber on that back.
Oh my God.
A purple one.
Oh my God.
Who? What artists do you use with this?
Yeah, I was just
So
gonna ask.
we
like-
have an artist in the UK that we've had since day one who does all of our artwork for us, and I don't know if that particular box you just opened is the most latest one with all the stuff in it, but all the boxes now they have a big poster, so we take the same artwork that goes in the cover of the magazine and the bookmark, we blow it up into a big poster. Oh, nice. Oh, you got one right there. Perfect. Yeah. They're super sweet. Our artist is super talented. His name is Keegan Blasey. Is that not the coolest thing you've ever heard in your life? His
Dude,
last
that's
name
an
is
epic name.
Blasey.
That sounds like
Blazes.
a Star Wars name.
Yeah. He's a really great guy. He's overseas and he does all our work for us. He gives us a great deal and he's super talented. If you want a sneak peek of sort of all the stuff that goes on the Utini boxes, I think he posted all on Instagram a couple weeks before it goes in the box. So check it out.
Nice.
Fuck yes.
Hell yes.
Hell. Oh man.
I'm just happy to be filling my catalog up. I'm gonna have all the books here pretty soon.
Yeah. Did you get the most recent Thrawn book? Is that out?
Yeah, it's up
Yeah.
there.
Alliances.
Yeah.
That was them signed too. We got those signed.
Yeah, that was fucking sweet. Yeah, people on the live stream can't see my bookshelf, but I almost have every new Star Wars canon book. I think
All
I
the canon
need
books,
like
yeah.
I think I
I was
need a
wondering
few
if that's
more.
what
I
that
need,
was up there. I can't really see him too well from the camera, but I was wondering if that's what that was.
yeah, I know it's kind of hard to tell. It's so far away. But yeah, I need like Bloodlines and Lost Stars, a few other ones.
Sure.
Bloodlines, man.
That's
Bloodlines
all I
is
keep
good.
hearing
Lost
about.
Stars might be the best one.
Lost Stars?
Yeah, Lost Stars might be the best one. Server
See,
written.
I've started.
Maybe-
Lost
That was like
Stars.
the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
maybe ever.
For
Not
real?
crazy.
Who are you?
Maybe the best Star Wars book that's been written ever.
Do you own a Star Wars book company? You don't know what you're talking about.
Also, Ahsoka is still a book. The Ahsoka book.
I love the Ahsoka book. Ahsoka book got mixed of feelings from the fan community, but I love the Ahsoka book. That was good. I liked it a lot.
Lost Stars. I've started that book about 4 times, and I
I remember you saying that.
I don't know if it takes some time getting into it, but it's got it has the perfect amount of everything that you need out of a good Star Wars book. It's got a ton of action, really relatable characters. You get to see them as kids. It's always a big plus.
Yeah, that was the. I'm done talking. Continue, please.
It's got a little bit of romance in it. It's got all these nice little touches into the original film, like the characters. One of the characters, she ends up being an Imperial, and she's the one that disables the hyperdrive on the Falcon in Cloud City. So there's all these little sort of cameo Easter eggs that are really related to the film. So it's got all of those perfect elements that you want out of an expanded universe book, and it's a standalone book, so you don't have to read 10 books to get it all out.
Thank God.
Yeah, how about the new fucking Jedi Order? Want to get into this shit? There's 37 books.
I've never read the entire series. It's so freaking long.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that era in general. I tried hard. I tried a lot of books.
Is that the one-word titles? Ascension, Dissension.
No, that's Legacy of the Force,
yeah.
which I do have also.
Yeah.
Inferno,
Those
Betrayal,
are good.
Bloodline.
Legacy of the Force is really, really good. Those are great.
It was a cool. That was a good era for Star Wars books. Things were planned out. Karen Travis had the entire Republic Commando. Still best Star Wars books that I've read so far.
Republic Commando was so good. So disappointed they didn't continue that series.
I know. And then they fucking redid the entire storyline for Clone Wars. Anyway, but they were planning that shit out. They had 3 authors. They were each going to do 3 books, 9-book series for the entire Legacy of the Force stuff. A lot of people like that shit. Darth Caedus, Jason Solo, the real Kylo Ren.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. So while we're on Utini, where can we find you? Where we got it?
Can be found, believe it or not, at utini.com.
Oh my God.
That makes
such a URL.
Whoa. That makes sense.
Utini as in you. Y-O-U. You.
Go to Google, type in Utini, and you'll probably find us. Call me crazy. It might be.
This guy's a psycho.
You know, one thing that drives me nuts is when people repeat URLs. Motherfucker, if it's on it, I'm just going to search on it. I'm not going to type the thing in.
No. You know what makes me want to murder a baby is when people search utini.com in the Google search.
Well, now Google's smart. It'll just take you right to the website.
I know, yeah.
I know.
Motherfucker, are you kidding me? Is this 1999?
Or when people go into the URL thing and just search google.com and then they search in Google. I'm like, dude, it automatically does that shit.
It's been 5 years of that.
First, they use Google to search for Google.
Yes.
And then they go to Google and then they search for utini.com.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Just you should make a YouTube video of that. And I would just... it would be cringe compilation 199 and then it would just show... Google.com and then utini.com. Oh, I found it finally. I hate it. It hurts.
Have you seen the Let Me Google That For You website?
No.
Oh, that's fantastic.
When someone asks something stupid, how do you get to YouTube? And then it's just you go to that site and it makes a little GIF for you, and it's just you scrolling to Google and typing in YouTube, enter.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
The ultimate fucking sarcasm, tongue in cheek.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
utini.com, and then maybe give us a couple different packages or
Sure.
Yes,
so
please.
We have been Utini has been friends with Rogue Squad for a while, I guess. We reached out to you guys back when
you guys weren't even a thing.
Yeah, back when we weren't even a thing. It was ages ago. It was a long time ago.
Yeah. It's before Star Wars was ruined.
That's right.
It's a different era altogether.
Whoa, let me look at my calendar. I don't remember that week.
That was precisely October 21st.
10:30.
Exactly.
Yep.
No kidding. I think it was about this time last year when we first started exchanging some emails back and forth, and that's where I stumbled across you guys. And we've been sort of bouncing back and forth ever since. I've been a Patreon subscriber for a year, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Utini, we're a glorified Star Wars book club is the easiest way to think about it. You sign up, you tell us what you like about Star Wars, and we use our vast knowledge of the expanded universe to send you books based on exactly what you like to read about. If you like bounty hunters, we got that. If you like Jedi and Sith, we know what books to send you to fit that picture exactly. So you go to utini.com, create an account, pick out what books you want, and that's pretty much it. You got paperbacks, you got hardcovers, you got the new stuff, you got the old stuff. We do the graphic novels now. We're about to launch a bunch of kids stuff. We get the RPG stuff. We do a bunch of live streams and stuff playing the RPG game in our Facebook group.
Whoa!
I saw that.
RPG.
Edge of the Empire.
Describe more, please.
Yeah. So we wanted to break into that market a little bit. So there's a whole like category of books like we're related around the Star Wars RPG, the role playing game, and it's basically D&D except Star Wars. And you've never played. It's super fun.
We've been talking about this for years, man.
Yeah, we've always it's always like we need someone who's active and knows.
Yeah.
Before we go into it, because we'll read the wrong stuff and play the wrong game for an entire month, and then someone will come in.
Let me tell you exactly what you need to do.
Here we go.
We were all in the exact same boat like a while ago. None of us had ever played before, so we have a huge team now. I went on a bunch of podcasts a while back when we first launched the company, and I casually mentioned in a couple of them that I wanted some help with writing and doing this thing. We have a huge team now at UT, like 25 people, and they all just do all kinds of different stuff. They write for us, they work on business stuff for us, they do our social media.
They hate on The Last Jedi, the robots.
Yeah, exactly.
They are the Russian bots themselves.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So we wanted to do something fun together, and I was like, have you guys ever played the Star Wars RPG? And none of them had, and they all wanted to. They said it sounded fantastic, so we started playing around with it. We bought a couple beginner games, and Fantasy Flight Games is who makes it, and they have these fantastic beginner boxes. Is what they call them.
Okay,
and
nice.
It's like so the rule book is huge. It's like 450 pages. It's really complicated. The beginner box, you get like a 40-page like short version of the rules, and you get like a pre-written adventure. You get all these maps and cool little character sheets, pre-written character stuff. So they take out all the complex stuff about playing the game, so you can get right into it. So the adventure, while you play it, teaches you the rules. So it's like, all right, you're going to walk into this cantina. What are you going to do? And then it's got this little block paragraph that's like, players can choose from a variety of options. They might want to dive behind cover. They might want to sit in the corner, pretend to be, fraternizing with a dancer on the stage type of thing. So like you
definitely doing that.
Yes, rolling the dice one with her.
Yes, it teaches you how to play as you go.
So it's like a tutorial of a video game. Like it's like, let's just walk you through, and before you choose something, we're gonna blip up and like, this is usually what motherfuckers do, and then you're like, okay,
usually what these fuckers do.
And the beginner kit is super complete. It comes with all the dice. It comes with pre-written characters. It comes with everything you need, and it's a good deal. Like $30, I think, is what the beginner boxes cost. So if you want to test out playing the game, you can head over to utini.com/Star Wars RPG and find everything you need.
I'm going to Google that right now, actually.
The problem is that there's too many damn good games. Because I've talked about, I'm obsessed with the Dark Souls RPG board game. It's fucking sweet. A Resident Evil 2 board game is coming out. Obviously, we have Fantasy Flight. You have the RPG that he just mentioned. You have X-Wing. You have Armada. You have Destiny.
Yeah, but
the games never end. The Game of Thrones card game.
You just got to pick one and then play for a while.
I know.
I feel like the ship stuff, it sets itself aside. Like that's almost like physical.
Game.
Well, that's.
It's also insanely expensive.
It is very expensive.
Doesn't the base game cost like $100
for Armada? Yes, for Armada it does. The base, of course, that's $100. The Dark Souls main game is $100.
Yeah.
Well, we need to get into the RPG game.
But you asked
the market, Rogue Squadron.
Once every other week, our whole team gets together and we all play via Discord with webcams and stuff. We stream it to our Facebook page and to our Facebook group. Which
I've been seeing that.
Yeah, it's super fun. We recently cut it up, and we actually just launched a podcast with the best audio from that. So you can find that on iTunes. It's called Utini Plays Star Wars RPG. It's as simple as it gets. And check it out. It's really fun. It's our episodes are about an hour long. We take the audio from our live streams and like highlight the best parts of it and make it more of a cohesive story. And it's really fun. We're really excited to launch that podcast.
Hell yeah.
Check it out for sure.
I'm looking it up right now. That's awesome.
Nice.
Sounds like fun.
It is fun. It is fun. Like it started off as kind of like maybe a bid to make money. Maybe we can make more money off of the books or something. But it's quickly turned into like a really fun thing for our whole team to do together.
Yeah.
It's been a blast. It's really fun.
That's awesome. I love it. I want to play that.
No, an RPG. That's something where you need to like set aside a half a fucking day.
I know it's hard to commit to.
We play for 2 hours every other week, so it's not too awful.
But I feel like getting into it, like I'm gonna have to read something.
I like setting aside half a day for that shit though.
We should just live stream that shit though. Like wake up on a Saturday or something.
Yes.
And start at like 10 a.m. Be here and get it done.
You know,
Well,
X-Wing.
they make a bunch of pre-written adventure modules that you can sort of run as like one-shots and stuff. So like you don't have to invent it all yourself. So those beginner games are seriously a great place to start. Those adventures are pretty fun. Like the Edge of the Empire one is like you're running from a Hutt gangster and he's like trying to kill you and he sends bounty hunters after you and you're trying to escape Tatooine. It's really fun. So
Oh hell yeah.
That works.
Yeah, yes. They need to have that shit pre-built. I'm saying like the scenarios.
they do, yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
that's-
they definitely do.
Hey, fuck off a little bit.
Princess Leia.
Princess Leia. What, you call them scenarios?
Up in the top.
Scenarios.
Sorry, that just pissed him. That's. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, scenarios.
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 Adventures.
Speaking of the game thing, X-Wing 2.0 just came out. They not redid the whole game, but they.
Well, with the Utini stuff, what can they put in?
What, are we done with Utini?
Oh, no.
We're never done with you,
Well, no, he's still here. Right, well, he's not kicking him off right now. I just want to talk about games for
see
a
you
second,
guys.
man. Get out of here.
No, but if they wanted to sign up.
Oh, yeah. If you do want to sign up, go to utini.com. We have a code word. Enter Squadron. Again, don't misspell that shit. It's not SKW. Please spell it right. I've done that before. As a joke in a text.
SKAW squad.
But sign up for UTD, enter code word Squadron, and you get 10% off of your first month and get the best books delivered right to your door. Or you can pick exactly what you want. You can order the RPG. You can set what you own and what you don't own. Make sure you don't get duplicates of the same shit.
Dude, if you hate Star Wars right now, Utini would be the perfect thing because you can decide on what you get.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Instead of rolling the dice and maybe disliking part of a book.
Also, you can just get the new books and then burn them ceremoniously. So, like,
Next to your Nike shoes. Put your Nike shoes on
Exactly.
and stack your Star Wars books
Yes.
on top of them. Just burn it all. And
cut
just
down
let
on
everyone
cost
know
for your
how
live
just,
protests.
That's
and
hilarious because
them.
that reminds me of the movie Straight Outta Compton when the people were protesting their shit and they're like on the tour bus and they're looking outside and there's a bunch of people like stamping on their records and shit. Eazy-E goes, "Hey, they do what the fuck they want. They bought them motherfuckers." Like that just rings so true. Like, hey,
So true.
that's yours to do.
That's
whatever.
a great movie, by the way.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So good.
Absolutely.
Such a shockingly great film.
Yeah, epic.
Oh yeah.
I need to watch it again. It's been a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it
No,
once.
go ahead with the gaming. What were your?
Oh, just gonna say X-Wing release
2.0.
2.0. It looks awesome. Lando's Falcon as a scum faction ship is like particularly interesting. But yeah, I want to get back into that shit.
That's interesting.
I kept up for
in the chat since he's been running Star Wars RPGs for years now.
Oh damn!
Nice.
Why don't you live in Ohio, bro?
Smith over here.
Smooth. Yeah.
All right, I got a question for you, Corey.
Tell me.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Well, I'm going to
Tell
test
him.
your knowledge
Ask
because I was listening to the Force Awakens novelization. Princess Leia kept coming up. Well, general. And I started really thinking about Leia. So in the original trilogy, she's obviously called Princess Leia. Wouldn't that make Bail Organa a king?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, they are royalty. They're the Organa family.
No, he's a senator, isn't
No,
he?
no, no. This was a fan theory.
No, I like it. I was truly curious about this because
Yeah.
if she's Princess Leia, there's got to be her king or queen involved in her immediate family.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't remember how Alderaanian royalty works, but they are royalty. Like there's I don't know if they're kings and queens, but
Yeah.
I feel like your mom. Have you guys read? There's a book.
Whose mom?
I feel like your mom. Did you guys read this?
Did your mom text me? What?
What'd she say?
Go ahead. We heard that completely funny.
Just the mics.
What's happening?
You're like, let me explain this. Your mom texted me last night.
Princess Leia of Alderaan. It's a young adult book, part of the new canon, and it's all about young Princess Leia, right? And it talks a lot about her relationship with her parents and stuff. And I think her mom is Queen of Alderaan. Like the way that book kind of makes
Yeah. So the simplified thing is the queen is the dominant and the weird like The
All
women,
of the bloodlines, everything goes off of the women's side instead of the men's side.
So instead of like a female taking a male's name like we do, it was the opposite, where Bale took the Organa name, which wasn't his maiden name or however you want to say it.
And the fan theory,
the chat saves us again. D. Smith says Bale's wife was queen. Bale himself was baron due to marriage.
Yeah, so I
Wait,
think
what's baron? Like,
it means like married in.
So he was a king. King
Kinda.
Organa.
as much as you want to call it king and king, yeah. Yeah, the point is that the women had the control on Alderaan.
I'm just saying,
So
Bale's
the
a
fan
badass.
the fan theory was that in episode 1, when Senator Palpatine runs in and says, "A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one," the other nominations for Chancellor was Bale Antilles, and then in between episode 1 and 2, he gets married to the chick on Alderaan, and now it's Bail Organa, Senator Bail Organa.
Badassery.
Yeah.
Dude, I loved it. No, I was just, it was one of those things where I was on a long drive and Leia was talking and I'm like, Princess
Just
Leia.
punching shit.
Princess Leia.
Princess
And then
Leia.
I started thinking about Princess. Because that's so ingrained into the like standard story back in the 70s.
Yeah, yeah.
That does sort of add a unique dynamic to like Alderaan being destroyed, because like she's lived her whole life like preparing to be like ruler of this planet, and then it's all just destroyed right in front of her. So.
Yeah. Well, and the lifestyle. Like the whole fact that, and that's what I'm thinking. Oh,
The question is about like, why is it not Ben Organa?
exactly.
It's Ben Solo. Is like,
Like,
did she give up the tradition?
Was it her birth?
very
Was
interesting.
Kylo her birthed child, or was it something where it was like Solo went out, had an affair, had a kid?
That's something that crazy, like that they just making the people making 7 and 8 maybe didn't think about that, and they just named him Ben Solo because Han Solo's his dad. Somebody could take that and take the Organa
And
thing
run with it.
and make some fucking brand new storyline off of that whole thing. That like Ben is not related to Leia at all.
Because we were talking about they were broken up after Ben went to the dark side. Wait, is that right?
That's what
Yeah,
you
that's
said,
right.
but I can't trust you.
Last shot, we get to see like Dad Han Solo a little bit. So
Yeah.
like, and like Ben Solo is a baby, and he's carrying like there's a whole like conversation about his struggle with fatherhood, like in Last Shot, which is very interesting.
Well,
But-
yeah, and also Ben talks shit to Rey. Like Han Solo's not the father that you think he could have been or
He
should
would
have been.
disappoint you.
He would disappoint
I
you.
don't know what that's all about. I don't think we have a lot really. We don't have a lot explained about what Ben Solo was like. Like all we have is him as an adult or as a baby. Like I don't know anything about him really.
This
I'm
is
about
my
to write it.
This is my conspiracy theory that
Do it.
Han Solo had a kid out of wedlock. Ben's actual mother was killed in childbirth. He kept the Solo name, but was raised by Leia and Han.
There's
So
no
when
way.
he when
There's no way. It's way too convoluted.
whoa,
for
whoa, whoa,
Disney.
but it like our son. It is your son. You raised him basically from childbirth. You just didn't give birth to him. And that's why like it would make sense that he kept the Solo name and didn't go Organa. Well, also,
no.
Whoa. But no,
No.
I take it back. Well, first of all, do we
Wait.
know if they were ever
Stop.
were they ever married?
Stop.
Were they ever married?
I don't know. I don't know. As soon as Leia is not involved, he's not part of the Skywalker thing anymore, so that can't happen.
Yeah. Snoke is like,
But Snoke's-
talks about Vader all the time and the bloodline of Vader.
Yeah.
So like, there's no way he's got to be.
Yeah.
Whoa. In The Last Jedi, he says the offspring of Skywalker, and mistaken was I to think.
Mistaken that he was the fucking badass.
Yeah, but you could take that the other way, saying I actually made a
You
mistake.
can just misinterpret the entire thing.
Whoa. Take it from this point of view. I stole Princess Leia's Leia Organa's son, thinking he was the offspring of Darth Vader.
I guess if you
So,
wanted
whoa,
to go that
shut the fuck up and
far,
begin.
you could do it, and I'm trying to
think-
continue.
I'm just trying to think of like from Snoke's point of view. I stole Leia's son, which should be the offspring of Darth Vader. He obviously was pissed off and powerful, but not the one.
I'm not buying it.
I'm just saying.
It's fun to think about, but
You're crazy
I don't
about
think
that.
you're-
No way.
yeah, I think you're
I'm
totally
just saying how wrong you guys are. That's
wrong.
all.
It's fun to think about, though. I will say that.
I think there is a name game going on. I think there's a
don't
name
know.
game going
I think that everybody's just this. I think it's all as straightforward as Disney's trying to push it.
So the other one was in the audiobook, and I mentioned this a couple episodes ago, in the Force Awakens audiobook, Rey, during the lightsaber flashback nightmare scene or whatever in the Force Awakens, she hears her mother.
Really?
Yeah, talk to her and says, "Rey, I will be back for you."
Interesting. I've not read the Force Awakens novelization. It's the only new novelization I haven't read.
Out of all of them?
Well, yeah, I've read literally every other novelization. I don't know why I haven't picked up the Force Awakens.
Whoa.
I kind of forgot that I didn't have it until just now.
Oh my god!
Well,
I need to pick
conspiracy
it up.
confirmed. You're Russian, aren't you?
It's a Russian bot on you, teeny.
That's it. That's
Don't
it.
sign out.
I'm not a real person. Let me just twitch a little and glitch out.
Yeah.
The camera.
We just changed our website to utini.ru for Russia.
I like water. Humans like water. Yeah.
Do humans like water? What is that? Facebook?
Zuckerberg,
Like?
yeah.
Is this how people drink?
Zuckerberger.
Well, that was enough.
The humans
But
drink water.
the question is what? Is her mother actually still out there? Is that the question?
Her mother has to be alive. I think the
Right.
plan was for their mother to come back, but I feel like something might have happened.
I think that Disney was actually really money hungry and really wanted to just get Star Wars films made and did not properly think out an entire trilogy.
That's possible.
I think that's exactly what happened, which is why they got in such a mess with The Last Jedi and why that we're all hoping that J.J. Abrams is going to redeem the trilogy with a somehow cohesive story. Because, like, you know, you can't really
Did you just
argue
crack
that
your
like, the difference between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
No, they're glaringly different. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, glaringly different. So
I have something to say about your thing.
Okay.
It's intriguing me in the face. Solo fools around, has a kid that is not Leia's. Solo's not force sensitive. The kid or the girl that he bangs is not force sensitive. Rey comes from random parents who are nobody. What if they are both, based on that theory, both like offsprings of the force? Not offsprings of the force, sorry, but like born not force sensitive, and the force just made its way to them to balance things out.
But isn't that what we know about the Force anyway, though? Like I don't think that.
What do you mean, anyway?
Did she have the
nothing up to
chosen
this point
broom?
Nothing up to this
Maybe.
point is implied that you like
know.
inherit Force sensitivity.
Were you born of a janitor? Yeah. You're force sensitive.
Right. The
Canto
Jedi
bite.
go to these random worlds and pick up babies who are Force sensitive. It's not like they find the parents who are Force sensitive and make the Jedi reproduce. That's the whole point of the Jedi. They don't have sex. No sex for the Jedi.
No sex for you.
Wait, so are you saying that like a force sensitive couple? Well, I guess that wouldn't technically. Well, unless the Jedi didn't find them, but a non-force sensitive couple would give birth to a force sensitive kid.
Like
Yeah,
Shmi?
that's
Like
what,
Harry
that's
Potter
what they've
style?
sort of alluded to up to this point is like it's not Force sensitive kids that are parents that have Force sensitive kids. It's
That's
just-
true.
it's-
Harry Potter, same thing. Same
It's
thing.
well, I think
Yeah,
the
yeah, exactly.
lineage we get it's smoke screen because we talk about the Skywalker lineage, but people have to be born from non-force sensitive people all the time. The weird thing is,
Yeah.
okay, this is I think what we get wrapped up in. Everybody's force sensitive to a degree
Yes.
because
It's
everybody
the-
has
it's the
midichlorians.
midichlorian counts.
Yes. Yeah. So if you have a midichlorian
Which
count of
I'm
2,
fine. I love it. I'm fine.
no, I'm okay with it, and
I
it
have
makes
5.5.
sense. Fair enough. I easily have 32. No, but I think it makes sense where like timing, the will of the force, what needs to be, like that'll fluctuate.
Is there an evil emperor ruling the galaxy right now? If so, this dude gets a lot of force.
This guy's pretty fucking strong, so
I mean, that's the entire premise of Darth Plagueis and Anakin. So, like in the Legends series, right? That like Anakin is literally spawn of the Force itself, right? That's what is alluded to in the Plagueis book. Is
I'm
like,
cool with that.
I think
And
that
that, I'm
he's
cool with it
based
because,
reason. That's the point.
especially because that's what Rey is.
Yeah, and that's what they allude to in the new series. That's what Rey is as a response to Kylo Ren. That's what they allude to. So
Well,
far.
just a chosen one that's birth of the Force. I'm saying as a theory, Anakin had his little 60 years, and now it's time for somebody else. And then Rey's going to die 30 years from now. There's going to be a little gap, and then some other kid's going to be birthed with the Force, be super fucking strong and crazy.
so. I think the quote from The Last Jedi was the offspring of Skywalker, I presumed, and then he just kind of like is saying he did not live up to what I expected him to be.
Like
And then
he's not
little
good
did-
enough. He's not worthy to be Anakin's grandson because he's not good enough.
Well, not only that, but he hasn't lived up to.
The
You're saying maybe
expectation.
he's
Yeah.
actually not his offspring.
Well, you could take
That's-
it. You could take it either that way, or he physically,
Right.
even being the offspring,
Right.
he's not what I need him to
Motherfucker,
be.
6'1". What a short bitch.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
come on, seriously,
Like, dude, come on,
platinum,
bro, come on.
dude. I stop. I think it's just interesting. I think there's a lot of loose ends that they've left out there in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi that in 9 they could pull some
Anybody could just-
crazy shit.
Yep.
They-
Here's an
don't think
offshoot
they're
trilogy.
going to, though.
Whoop.
Like as crazy as fun as that would be, I just don't think that's what Disney's going to do because this is a real business decision. It's
Yeah.
a real.
It could be the smartest
Probably.
business decision of all time if they really fucking kill
If they
it.
really cared about the fans like me, like, yeah, they would do that.
It should just be
That's all I
2.5
can say.
hours of me playing Battlefront 2, the original one, and I would.
I don't see it happening. I really don't think they're going to tie it all together with being the Skywalker.
I have a weird feeling they're gonna play with the name game because of the hereditary. They need to get away from the Skywalkers, and there has to be one less. There's gonna be one of two things. They're gonna cap their. Okay,
Disney
They're-
doesn't understand that though. They don't understand that they need to get away from the Skywalkers. They think that the Skywalkers are the only thing that'll make them any money. So they're like,
Maybe
stuck
they.
with that.
No, I think they've changed their mind.
I think 7 and 8 has proved that they're slowly trying to get away from that. They finally,
Yeah,
like
but
Darth Vader's
Solo-
remains are gone.
Solo proved otherwise. Solo proved that the only thing that's going to make any money is the main saga films.
No.
Wait.
No one should ever have expected Solo to make as much as Episode 8.
No, not even.
But they did expect it to make as much as Rogue One, and it made about half as much as Rogue One.
Whoa! I didn't realize it was half as much as Rogue One.
Yes, Rogue One made half as much as Force Awakens, and Solo made about half as much as Rogue One.
So I feel like we're getting. This is where we're getting to. Every year is too much.
Well, that's why Bob Iger came out last week or 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago, and I don't know if you guys talked about that, and said that they're really going to slow things down. They're not going to make so many films. They definitely think that Star Wars is a big moneymaker for Disney, but they just don't think they're going to continue at the pace that they've been going.
Big moneymaker, but everything's canceled.
But think about it like this: like there was one cartoon series and the movies, and they went once a year.
Yeah.
Now that we're about to get a TV series, a Disney streaming service, we have a
When's it
new
gonna be
cartoon that
released,
came
by the
out.
way? 2020.
20. I think it's supposed to be 2019. So I'm
For the TV
assuming
series?
holiday. Yeah. The
Yeah,
Favreau
I think,
thing.
I think when they announced that the Clone Wars was being rebooted, and they said last time I looked it up, I think they said late 2019 for the Disney streaming service.
Yeah.
Which they kind of talked about the Clone Wars TV show as if that was going to be sort of a kickoff of the Disney streaming service.
Well, I
which
think
is
the
a whole-
Favreau series is
whole
supposed to be the kickoff.
conversation of how stupid it is that we're all going to have to buy like 20 different streaming services. But that's a whole other conversation.
Well, I only have Hulu to watch the Star Wars cartoons. So once those are on the Disney thing, I'll just switch over to that.
Yeah.
But the point of that was like, if all we've had is movies to start, it makes sense that they did one a year. And now that they can spread things out by leveraging the TV series, the cartoon, and things like that, they don't have to do a movie every year. They can
Right.
give that time.
There's so
Right.
many hands in this jar, though, that they don't necessarily mean
I have faith.
they don't need to slow the movies down.
I don't. Marvel is not being slowed down at all, and that is a highly successful franchise. So I don't really understand their motivation for slowing things down. Just don't release two extremely expensive movies within like 3 months of each other.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was
Problem solved.
that
It
was the
so
only
stupid.
problem. Yeah.
Push it back to December. I don't understand why that's such a big
I
deal.
still think the downfall of Solo was simply the fact that they rolled the dice so hard on The Last Jedi. The fact that
Totally
it got
agree.
like a 50% approval rating, like
Yeah.
even out of the 50%, you got to assume 25 of those fuckers are real. First of all, and two, would take it serious enough to be like, I'm not gonna. Disney's ruining shit.
Yeah.
So, but that's a quarter of your. I'm gonna call them true fans. Like what? I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. Like I agree the timing was bad, but the fact that if they would have waited till December this year, I
That's why
don't
said
necessarily know if they
really-
would have done better.
That's why I said I really hate that the Solo film kind of quote unquote flopped because
They also
due
had
to
a lot of
really
issues.
unfortunate set of coincidences, it makes it look like
Yeah.
the independent Star Wars film can't be successful, which
Dude.
is really bad.
Within
Yeah.
2 weeks, they did Infinity War, and Solo. Like that's just bad.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
that would be
then
dumb.
obviously the salt in the wound was the Last Jedi issues. So it's just like you just need to rethink your release date shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a money thing, and like I said, we got to this because we were talking about how disconnected the trilogy seems to be, and like, listen, like this whole conversation has been about all these weird mistakes that they seem to make from a business perspective, and it seems to be simply the fact that Disney got a little too crazy as soon as they got the franchise in their hands, and they just started making movies willy-nilly. I don't think they properly planned out a trilogy. They should have sat down and planned out a whole trilogy with a cohesive story. Like, that's what they're doing with Marvel. They didn't just decide to make Infinity War like DC tried to do with the Justice League. They just
Why don't we have a movie map of
We should.
Star Wars films? Like, look at the Marvel shit. They're out to like 2022 now. Like, this shit is planned.
I don't know why we don't. It's very obvious
That's a good
that we
point.
do not. They're way too disconnected. I don't know why we don't. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
It'll
like
be
because
nice.
they might be at different ends, like high up in the company of Lucasfilm.
Star Wars is the biggest thing ever. I feel
is.
like maybe they didn't feel comfortable coming into it with like a Marvel 10-year plan for like 13 movies. Like maybe they needed to be like
That's exactly what
Yeah,
everyone
twice,
wanted, though.
twice in history. This has
Shooting
been
from
the
hip
biggest
with the
event.
franchise as big as Star Wars is. Damn, that's like so dangerous.
But I think on the other side, they're like 2 times in history. This has been the biggest event ever. We cannot fuck this up. So we can't necessarily plan an entire new canon story. Like maybe we need to drop the first one and see what happens.
Well, but this is the issue. What they're doing is testing the waters instead
That's
of
what I mean.
instead
They
of-
had to.
Well, but instead of just making good films, they throw out a film and then let's get the feedback, and then we'll make one
it
more
is a
film.
good film. But the feedback as far as like the direction they're heading.
Hire good writers, hire good directors, and make good films.
They're fucking
It's
scared.
really not that
They're
difficult.
fucking scared. It's the biggest franchise ever.
People don't know what they want is the problem. And
Yeah.
you can't
Well, that's
listen
true.
to the
I
people
don't-
after you release a film. You can't.
I don't believe that at all. Not
I
for
do.
1 second.
I do 100%.
If you make a good film with a good director, all you need is a good story and a good director.
No, that's not all you need when it comes to Star Wars, unfortunately.
Star
Yes,
Wars
it is.
fans are the most
It's not,
opinionated fans.
unfortunately, because that's what we had in a lot of the new movies, but that's not the reception that's happening.
No, I think Disney's limiting it because they want to do a science fiction space thing, and that's the only option because that's what Star Wars is. It's impossible to have a scary Star Wars film. It's impossible to have I'm not saying like rom-com, but make it like a dramatic.
They know they can't start with that shit, though.
Just take a director that only does great dramas.
You're
Plug
right,
them
though.
in.
It is weird that they sort of went. It seems like they're bouncing from one extreme to the other. They started with The Force Awakens, which was really a glorified reboot.
Yes,
And
a standard
then they went-
film. Yeah.
They went from that to The Last Jedi, which was something. I mean, my God, we all walked out of that theater like
What?
I had so many mixed emotions about
Yeah.
this film. Like I loved it, but it was weird. It just it didn't feel like any other Star Wars film I'd ever felt, and it was just like I understand the backlash.
So maybe-
because
Maybe the issue was because
I'm
they're
on their side. I think they're on top of it. I think they're smart.
I think they're lost.
Director-wise,
Director-wise,
I think that it's all
No.
about to get way better. I think
I
that's
agree.
what we can probably all agree on is that like they have pretty thoroughly tested the water. They got 4 films under their belt, and now we have a lot of big plans for other stuff coming. We have a whole trilogy coming. We have a TV series coming.
I think a big thing that they're doing that is gonna be a win over the long run is using different directors.
Yeah.
You can't just stick to one thing and then try to ride the fuck out of it because people are gonna they're gonna get burnt out on it. First of all, I think they just didn't know how to release a trilogy.
I don't think it's that.
I really think it's that. 'Cause look at I'm not that like
It's
for
a
how
very
different-
difficult place to start for them.
Well, JJ was a great option. It made so much sense, and yeah, honestly, I don't care. He killed it.
Yes,
It's a remake, but it was the greatest remake I've ever seen.
but they had to do it, is my point.
Yeah,
I
agree.
totally agree they had to do it, but once they had a story sort of designed, they probably should have sat down and gone ahead and been like, okay, we have all of these loose ends that we created from this first film. Let's figure out how over the course of the next 2 films, we're going to figure out how to tie them all up.
That would have been a good idea, yes.
Yeah, it
I
seemed
do
like
agree
that
with
would be
that.
like the way that Snoke died randomly in the second film of a trilogy was very bizarre. So if they want that to be leading up to Kylo Ren being the bad guy, which they clearly are, fine. But like it just doesn't feel like things were properly planned out. It's just
Yeah,
That
I
part
think there
made
was
sense to me.
I think there was a big disconnect between 7 and 8.
yeah.
Just like
Which
like the
it's
loose.
gonna make it really hard for JJ to sort of fix things, I think.
But I'm actually really excited because he's probably the only one that could fix
Right,
things.
especially because he started it.
Because he's going to be coming
Yeah.
full circle.
Yeah. What I've said about 8 is that it did
Full
feel
circle.
what I talked about with The Last Jedi. It did feel like 5 and 6 at the same time. Like
Yeah.
I thought it felt like 6 and 7.
it didn't feel it didn't feel like totally disjointed, but I do agree that like it was not necessarily part of the plan, and it did feel like it was trying to be the middle and the end of a trilogy at the same time.
So
All
let's
part of the plan.
new question.
right.
What does
Yes.
what does Solo do for all of this? What is the Solo film? Does it do anything? Does it have completely no connection to the films at all? Is it going to be
It should.
tied in?
It makes it possible for Disney to not have to do a giant epic movie once a year in December with a $1 million marketing budget and has to make, whatever it is.
I think it was a budget failure. The movie itself was great, but the amount of money that they put aside for it, they just chose the wrong directors.
It's a brand play because the movie was almost dead, and they made sure, even if they lost money, that they made a good movie. Ron Howard finished it and made a good entry to the franchise.
That makes me want to just have Ron Howard do his own movie.
But somebody like DC would not have done that if that situation arose. They would have made a shit movie,
Cancel the film,
or they would have fucking canceled it. Yeah.
No, they just CGI out the mustache.
Catherine was like, we might lose money on this, but we have to make a good entry in this new
And
franchise.
they
of
didn't
Star Wars
lose
films.
money either. I mean, it was still a very
True, but they
it
could.
was still a very profitable film. But
it was very profitable with double the budget. Like that's a fucking feat. It was a complete failure at one point.
It's very true.
And they still made money.
It was a $700 million failure.
Also, the fact that Disney is willing to sit down and look at a couple of directors that they've already spent a ton of money on, have already basically finished a film, and then be like, we don't really like this. We're going to dump twice the amount of money that we planned into it to make sure it's at least a good film.
Yeah.
I can't believe it got to that
gotta
point.
be.
They were so quick to like cut people.
And then Trevorrow too
Yeah.
for episode 9.
Yep. Trevor was gone too. Yeah, that's a good point.
JJ, we all. I mean, this is
I
it.
believe in JJ, man. I believe in JJ.
No, and that's
100%.
it's okay. Let's go down this road.
Let's do it.
What if 9 has the same reaction as 8?
I don't fucking care about those people.
Then people are wrong.
Yes.
I think that's it. I think that people are wrong and going into it with the wrong expectations.
Whoa.
Star Wars these days is expectation management.
No, I completely agree, and completely agree. But I'm personally going to be very, very turned off if I come out of 9 saying the same thing that I came out of 8 with. If I walk out saying "what the fuck," and it wasn't in like a "my mind's blown, this is the greatest thing ever," what the fuck? It was literally, I don't even know what I watched. I'm gonna have to watch it 7 more times to even try to like it or try
That's
to
not
hate
going to
it.
happen with 9.
I'm just saying, if
I
that's
don't
what
think so.
happens,
I think they're gonna play it like cliche safe with 9. I honestly think it's gonna be like Force Awakens, man. It really is.
but I feel like they have set up something that can't be Episode 6. It can't.
I don't
Like,
think so, man. I think it's gonna be the bad guy gets redeemed and he dies in a fiery episode of redemption type of shit.
Against who though?
Ray.
Who is Kylo going to be turning back to the light side defending Rey? Again, Hux?
I don't know. Himself, the First Order? I don't know, man. But the Resistance is going to blow up the next Death Star. That's what's going to happen.
If there's another Death Star, personally, I'm done. I mean, the podcast ends as soon as they think
I
it
would
blows.
be very disappointed
Yes.
if the movie really is another Death Star theme type of stuff. But
Now it's a system of Death
Problem
Stars.
is they could totally do it as a joke, and I would be like, yes. Like, that's the problem. It's like, because they know that people don't want that. They'd be like, hey, motherfucker. Death Star 4.
like, oh, you don't want anything unique? Well, here's Return of the Jedi again. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The space station's called the Death
a
Moon.
primitive alien species on a planet, like kicking the First Order's butt.
I have a feeling that Kylo does not love the First Order. And
No,
he's
there's
like there because he's Snoke's apprentice, but he doesn't really like, doesn't want to be a political leader or anything. I had a feeling from that, about that after episode 7.
Well, and 8.
That
He puts him in his place. Hux and him, you see that friction between them.
He does take control of it though.
He does, but I don't think he's
about Kylo Ren. What does he want?
exact. Well, he wanted
that's
he
what
wanted
I'm-
Luke to die. Now that he's dead, he's like, well, my dad's dead, who I hated.
But why? What is he? Is he a Sith? Is he craving power? I don't know what his deal is.
Well, that's what I was saying about the First Order. Like, it feels like he's there because he was following Snoke, and now it felt like the right thing to do. Like, shit, if like Rey's not going to be with me, I may as well take control of this entire army. But him not loving the First Order, this all came from you talking about what would make Kylo switch sides at the end of 9. Is like something like that. Like, he's not there to support the First Order. Like, whatever serves his motives, he would switch and be like, no.
No, I think me saying that, it makes it right. But the fact
First of all,
that
fact,
okay,
put that
but
on the canon tab of Wikipedia, please.
but the fact that we can have a non-force power evil person, someone like Hux, like a Tarkin, but he only
Yep.
lasted one episode or one movie. Like Hux could be a psychopath
Yeah.
that is butting heads with Kylo, and they can come to. It ends at the like midway through the movie,
Yeah.
and Kylo can realize like this dude's just murdering people for no reason. Like I wanted to get back at my uncle because he tried to fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Right.
It could be like the against the
Genocidal psychopath that's Hux.
Yeah.
against the regime type of redemption.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think that could be interesting.
Yeah.
And we were also kind of discussing the relationship between the New Republic, the Resistance, and the First Order. Like, how was one and the other created?
Yeah.
Well, like, what was the First Order created?
that story and the origin of the First Order is slowly being sort of like picked out in the books a little bit. If you've been reading some of the canon stuff, like it's slowly coming together. Like Phasma did a whole lot for like the creation of the First Order with General Hux's dad and how he was involved in the First Order, and then how
General
Hux came
sucks.
about. So we're slowly getting the picture, and so far, what I've gathered, it seems like the First Order is basically pieces of the Empire that was escaped, and all these that was well funded by the politicians and things that were high up in the Empire, and that's where things seem to be coming together. But you're right that it's all very mysterious and kind of not really well explained in the films, like at all. Like it was pretty jarring to drop into the Force Awakens with an entire new Empire suddenly here. That was real jarring. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to like wrap my head around. Okay, the First Order is literally just a military. It's really not got like a hierarchy or a government. It's just
it's kind of a. I mean, it's a militaristic government, but it does. It's got.
But without Snoke, it's a government.
Without Snoke, good question. I don't know. He's pretty much Hitler, so I don't know.
Right. So
But
it's
like,
it's
was
kind
he
of
even
just a
trying to
military.
lead a government? He was just trying to lead a force.
But yeah, I don't know. I think he used the First Order to his own means, while it wasn't military. That's what I'm wondering. Like,
Also, the question that needs to be asked, that's been asked 1,000 times: who the hell is Snoke? Like,
yeah,
who is he? We still don't know anything about him. It's frustrating.
If you have an in with the people at Lucas Books and Del Rey, tell them that's the next book they need to fucking write, because I've been waiting for that.
Oh God, I don't think they could drop a bomb like that and just. I don't know, man. It's so weird. It's like The Force Awakens created a new universe that was like right in the middle of Empire Strikes Back. We got like a fully realized Empire and a fully realized Emperor in the course of like 20 years, and none of that backstory is really explained at all, which is very weird.
we were dropped into this universe much harder than Episode 4, where they kind of walked in. You're the fucking rebellion against the Empire.
It's easy to accept when nothing exists first, but we already have a whole story that's basically exactly the same as this.
Well, we're dropped into something that
It's
like,
able to work either way, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah,
But
it's done well. The First Order is done well and very believable and stuff. So
Yeah. I think the original trilogy, we were dropped into everything was structured. The Empire had been in the Empire for a while, 20 years.
It was Empire Rebellion. That was it.
Yeah, and
Like,
that was it.
just how it was.
And that was it, exactly. Now, we've got 3 factions, and none of them are really hardly tied. And we're in the middle of a change. It was almost like how many times did I say the flux of the Force?
The flux of Hux.
The flux of the Force in The Force Awakens, where the good and the bad, and all of a sudden shit, and like we have no clue, and Snoke we didn't know, and all of a sudden like it's the flux of that, but it was also like a governmental flux in the same thing. Like the Republic all of a sudden died.
Right.
Now there's no.
I hope the episode 9 can tile in together where it's a nice we can see the big picture from 1 to 9. We have to be able to do that. We have to see the Republic became the Rebellion and the Empire became the First Order, and they're all the same. If they can tile that together like that, then it's a nice cohesive story, it looks like they're sort of planting the seeds to do that a little bit. We know that the story group does care about stuff like that, which is why they release books.
That's why they're a story group.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Not an Electronic Arts group.
That in 9, they pulled something from the prequels that ended up just snowballing into something crazy to change the course of everything. And
I've seen a lot of people saying like the prequel, like Star Wars is the story of Anakin.
Yeah.
If it starts with Anakin in 1, we need to see Anakin in 9.
Just random, and this isn't from the prequels, but
prequels.
The Crimson Dawn, what Maul started and did all that. If somehow Crimson Dawn exists and got stronger and stronger, and by the time we get to episode 9, the Resistance is so desperate that they ask upon this Crimson Dawn, who's also oppressed by the First Order, and they work together.
Yeah.
And you're like, doubles.
Maybe like Crimson Dawn is like an Emperor plot originally, that he trains Maul to do from day 1, and this is Maul's sort of attempt to rebuild the Sith or something like that. And maybe
but he ends up
tied in with Maul. That's what we need. We need all the stupid
all of it
to be tied together.
No, Kathleen, we're here. Hire us, please.
No, that would be awesome because it would be almost like an aftershock. So the Emperor wants Maul, who actually wanted to originally kill the Emperor because he was pissed, and then he creates Crimson Dawn and all this underground shit. And what ends up happening is the end of that ripple is they end up destroying the evil of the current time.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Mind blown. That'd be fucking crazy.
I hope that we can. My biggest hope is that we see the connections between the Old Republic and the Resistance.
Could you think
the Empire and the First Order?
The Knights of Ren were involved in some underground shit.
Yeah, what are those fucks doing, man?
Yeah, that's the other. God, that's what I'm saying. That's those types of details are the things I'm talking about when I feel like they didn't sit down and plan out. We have so many great options that are not being utilized. Knights of Ren and
just like Battlefront 2.
Let's not talk about Battlefront 2.
Nope, I don't want to.
We're not actually. It's weird that you say that.
The one from 2005. Oh, it's great.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I will mention, and I know you haven't seen The Resistance yet. Pleasantly surprised. Me and Commander had watched about 3/4 of the first episode.
Dude.
Which is, by the way, a double episode. It's about 50.
Where did you watch it, by the way?
So I was on the hunt for this earlier because I downloaded the Disney app, but of course you can't log in unless you have an actual TV provider. So we don't have cable at home. So what are we supposed to do? So I looked it up, and then Hulu, you can actually add to your account to have live TV. And if you add that, it's kind of expensive, but it's like a cable package. And then if you do that, then you can get sports and everything. And the Disney Channel was just right on there. Yeah. I just clicked, add it to my list.
So it was under Hulu. Long story short.
Yeah.
I think my parents have cable, so I'm absolutely gonna.
Oh, you're safe. Yeah. You're safe. Yeah.
Yeah. I had questions. I was still excited. The animation looks great.
Yeah.
Really, that was a big complaint. A lot of people were really upset about the animation when those trailers first came out. Does it work?
I liked it for the first thing I saw.
I was kind of irky about it. It would just kind of seem different, but I quickly got over it. It's very.
It draws you in.
I don't want to say graphic, but it is. There's a lot of detail in the animation.
Shadows and everything. Yeah. It's good though.
And then
lots of species. New species being introduced. There's only 2 or 3 humans. And there's just species everywhere. It's cool to see the variety there. The variety,
that's what actually blew my mind. That's kind of the most glaring thing. We walked into this and it's not a big thing. Poe is a part of it. So he's kind of the anchor of the story.
Yeah.
That's the person that, Poe, we know who Poe is.
Right.
But all the rest of this shit's brand fucking new.
Which helps as opposed to something like Rebels where you're with brand new characters
and nothing
from the get-go.
Yeah.
This one you have a new lead, but at least Poe and BB-8 are there to be super familiar to you.
No, and it starts off right off the bat. It's exciting. It's clearly a kids show, but it's a little more in depth, I would say.
Is it more or less mature than Rebels?
It's hard to answer. Because Rebels wasn't very mature at the beginning, but it got there.
I think at the very beginning, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found
It was
myself.
Clone Wars either. Clone Wars started out pretty
Yeah.
cringy too.
I did find myself like genuinely laughing at some things that happened though.
Yep. It seems like a good episode writing.
It's fucking good.
Like I said, the first episode's a double episode. It's about 45, 50 minutes long. Watch it. I would recommend it.
And then we'll start. We don't want to spoil it because it just came out like hours ago. But we're probably going to start talking about those episodes as they come out every Sunday because Sunday's Resistance, Sunday's podcast,
Sunday fun day.
Sunday's a good day.
So
Day to be.
highly recommended. I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't know how many episodes they're planning on.
No idea.
210, I think.
I'm sure they will be on the internet somewhere in the matter of no time. So
I have no comment about that.
well, I'm going to find those.
I'm excited. Let me see. Let me double check my my notes here.
You have notes about things.
Right,
Do you take notes? Dad? Did you write a
shit
journal
down?
about how do you feel about Star Wars?
This is a great one.
Do it.
So I posted this on Instagram, Rogue Squad Pod, by the way. Who, in your opinion, and this I left this open, and I love all of the answers. Who, in your opinion, is the most underrated Star Wars character? And I was reading through the comments, and I couldn't personally say that I disagreed with any of them but one.
That's a first in
There
Star
was-
Wars fandom and on
I mean,
Instagram.
like I can see it in most ways. Like no one said Han Solo, which I was happy because
Right.
Han Solo's
course.
overhyped
Yeah,
all the fucking
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
No one said
It's like he has
Boba
a
Fett.
movie. He's the only character that has a movie all by him.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No one said Boba Fett because he's extremely overhyped for how much screen time he actually has.
Yeah, yeah.
Extremely overhyped.
Yeah.
The one person said Luke, and I'm like, really? You think he's underrated?
Luke's
I've never heard.
overhyped beyond hell.
I agree, but going through, so I'm interested to hear Corey's feedback on it.
I've been thinking about this since you
Okay,
asked.
let me. Okay, so with you thinking, let me go to the post and kind of run through here because
I said Dooku.
Dooku.
Yeah,
No,
that was my thing.
I think that's smart though, because
Yeah.
Dooku is he's like clearly there's more depth to his character than on screen.
Right.
There's so much more to Dooku.
Yeah. And I've rambled on forever about that. But yeah, if you just watch the movies, you're like, okay, I guess he won that fight, but then he's right out of there. But he has a lot to play.
Let me run through a couple of these.
it.
Nia Num. I hate saying his name. By the way. But I love that because he does play a pivotal role in very critical.
I mean, he's co-pilot and blowing up the Death Star too. Yeah.
Exactly. Director Krennic. That's a great one. IG-88. Another one. Someone put Mace Windu, and it's just like, what? Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. You're right. He was. People talk shit like Yoda was the greatest thing ever. He was equal.
Yeah.
He had an equal in the Force. That's personally. I think he was equal in the Force as Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Mace
I can see
Windu went
that.
fucking hand to hand against the Emperor. Look what Yoda did. Lost to
Yeah.
the fucking Emperor.
Yeah. Mace would have won if motherfucker hadn't showed up.
Yeah. Let me run through a couple more of these. Django was a good one.
I agree with that.
Bosk, which I don't particularly agree with, but I understand. Count Dooku, Kit Fisto, Luke, which one I yelled at the fucker. Bib Fortuna, which is funny. Bail Organa was another great one.
Yeah.
He's got his fingers into everything, but he has like zero screen time.
He's a big part of the rebellion.
Plo Koon, Admiral Akbar. Like, there's so many good ones. I love it. Cad Bane.
Admiral Akbar is overhyped because of the meme. That's it.
I kind of agree, but with his military, like, importance, especially, like, in Rogue One.
He's not.
No,
in Rogue
I'm
One.
sorry. That's, what's his face? Radis.
Yes.
Radis. Wedge Antilles. Yeah, I thought, like, when I posted the gonk droids. Lando's
droids.
another one. Lando, I'm just like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Wedge.
Oh God, this is so hard for me to think about because like
He's
the
still trying to think of
expanded universe does so much for all
I
these
know,
characters.
I know,
That's
I
what's
know.
so beautiful about the expanded universe is that it makes them less underrated characters. But
Yeah.
It's weird because
Wedge might be up there. Wedge might be up there as one of the most underrated characters. Like
oh yeah.
he has a series and he has a series. The X-Wing series in Legends is like next level good. It's
Oh
so
really?
Yeah,
I was always scared of that.
Scared of it?
It's basically Top Gun Star Wars for like 9 books. It's fantastic.
That's why I was scared of it. So good. All right. No, I do like that answer though.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't know who I would choose. I just threw that out there because I was like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
You said so.
pick
You
now.
clearly so it's Wedge hashtag. You don't.
Biggs Darklighter would be another great one. Luke's friends from Tatooine that joined the rebellion and died saving. He died in the trench run on the first Death Star. Biggs Darklighter.
Yeah.
I have
Big
like
sucks.
2.5, maybe 3 here that I'm gonna run through real quick. Tarkin.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Tarkin too. Tarkin is a great one.
The fact that he was like in charge for half a movie.
The Tarkin book.
Yes.
Read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, and then even in the Rise of Darth Vader book, Tarkin and Vader butt heads so hard, and it's almost like a Kylo and Hux thing. But Tarkin makes Vader look so dumb sometimes, and the Emperor's like, Vader, you should shut the fuck up. This guy knows what he's doing. I'm like, oh my god.
Motherfucker got a PhD. You better listen.
But it's weird because it's almost like the Boba Fett effect. Like people see Tarkin and think, oh, military genius, but he dies right away.
Right.
So it's kind of
Tarkin is like, so you know, we know that Thrawn, like how Thrawn is about the military, he's like the Sherlock Holmes basically type of character.
Yep.
Thrawn is like that when it comes to imperial politics, and it's beautiful watching him outsmart.
You mean
his
Tarkin? Tarkin is when it.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah,
Tarkin is like the political Sherlock Holmes.
Well, we see him in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And he's just like so. He's like the Emperor without the Force. Like he's so conniving, and he knows exactly what to say, how to say it, and when to say it to get his
Who
way.
to say it too.
Yeah, it's perfect. So Tarkin, number 2 is going to be kind of weird, but I still think Kylo Ren is so undervalued in what he's doing.
Yeah.
People shit on him, and I'm like, dude,
He killed
you
Snoke.
don't realize.
What are you talking about?
You have no clue.
Yeah.
Dude, he stopped that blaster bolt in midair in Force Awakens.
So sweet.
My heart stopped these exact
Dude,
same time.
I know, right?
I was
One
like,
of the cool, maybe the coolest visualization of the Force we've seen.
Guaranteed.
In any film.
Yeah.
Any
dude,
film. Yeah.
he's
Coolest,
using
yeah,
stasis left and right, and is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Stasis is a human.
I love Kylo Ren. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody acts like
I'm a
he's
huge
big
fan.
mind baby, and
Yeah.
I agree.
let's see if we can suck it.
So I've got original trilogy, sequel, and let me try to think about a prequel. I think I'm gonna have to pick a Jedi. Like I feel like a lot of them were overhyped. Like Obi-Wan gets his props, Anakin gets his props, Yoda gets.
Mundi.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Maybe.
No,
exactly.
He was got a heart inside of his head.
No, I thought it was 2 brains.
Yeah, it's
maybe
2 brains.
It's 2 brains. You're right. That would make more sense. It's in his head. You know?
Yeah, I think no. I think they also do have 2 hearts before the 2 brains.
I think it is hearts. Yeah.
No, I think.
Yeah.
I think they have both of
both?
each because they need blood pumping
Do they
to
have
both.
2 of each? Yeah, no, yeah. Because the stupid fact I remember is that they have 2 hearts because they have to feed the other part of his brain. And
Yeah.
he's also one of the only Jedi that's been allowed to like have a wife because there's so few of his species that like they need to reproduce.
I remember that.
What?
I remember that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
fact.
No wonder his head's so pointy, he's a horny bastard.
Procreating with his fucking skull.
Yeah. No, I really like that answer because we were with the Starbecue podcast and we were going back and forth about
Terrible.
they are atrocious. Shout out to them. But we were talking about Kit Fisto versus Ki-Adi-Mundi, like just as characters, and they were like clearly Kit. I'm like, first of all, no, I love Ki-Adi-Mundi. He is so underrated. I feel like Kit Fisto has a badass.
The whole underwater arc in the Clone
Hate
Wars
it.
is garbage.
I can't stand it.
No, please.
This is why Aquaman's gonna be terrible because it happens underwater. I can't stand it.
Garbage.
It's gonna be a shark general.
It's so garbage. I'm glad there's someone else along my lines. Everything that happens underwater.
Yes, dude, they all put on stupid like SpongeBob fishbowl helmets, then
Yep.
go fight the droids underwater. It was so dumb. It
Yeah.
was
Yep.
so dumb. And
There was a
like,
shark monster.
Unlike the original
oh,
Clone Wars
God,
cartoon.
Yes, there was.
The shark general that
The shark
they couldn't
general.
defeat.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Unlike the
stop
original
it.
Clone Wars cartoon, they sent Ki-Adi-Mundi. Obviously, he can. Or not. Sorry.
Yeah, Kit Fisto.
Kid Fisto. He can fucking handle that shit. But you can't just give everybody like 1950s diver masks.
Yeah, no, I think
Who's,
those.
who's that Jedi in the Clone Wars that Obi-Wan really dislikes?
Anakin.
He's like. he's like kind of adventurous. He dresses in kind of like ragged clothes, and he seems kind of stupid.
What?
What's that guy's name? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I don't know. He's like a fight first, think later type of character. He's kind of like
Anakin.
American Indian style. God, what's that guy's name?
I don't know. It's not Quinlan Voss, is it?
Yes,
I don't know.
Quinlan Voss. That's him.
Oh, it is?
Quinlan Voss. That's another good one.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
He's dealing. Well, we don't really see him on screen. He's like in the background in episode 3 on Kashyyyk, but I don't think we actually see him on screen.
We get a decent amount of him in the Clone Wars TV show.
Yeah,
But on the movies.
I'll throw this one out. Even though she's got a badass. So this is my thing. Like, you can be badass like Kit Fisto, but I feel like Ki-Adi-Mundi may have been more talented.
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like
Ain't
the
got no
badass.
tentacles, though.
I feel like the badassery gives people more expectations and think they're a bit more. They're cooler.
Yep.
Kit Fisto looks like a grandfather with a large head. He looks like a cone head,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
he's
no,
also
literally.
a awesome. Like, he's great.
Yeah.
And he gets laid, by the way. But
Probably helps.
Asajj Ventress, for the story that she plays and how she gets tossed aside, it's in like a Darth Maul way where it's just like, he didn't work.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Oh my god, I think she's downplayed. I
Yeah.
think she's very underrated, but she's got that badass part of it where she like gave the fucker the scar, man.
Dude, yeah. It's so sweet.
I don't know. Because everybody asked, what's your favorite Star Wars character? And everybody, okay, me, this. And then when I was like, what would be a different question?
Right.
And when I put underrated, all the answers was like, this
Yeah.
is awesome.
That's cool.
So go follow us on Instagram for the dumbest posts of all time.
Do it.
Except for this one good one that happened, one time, never again.
Well, we posted something about Utini, didn't we?
I try not to, but
Try
you know,
not to.
Don't do
That's
that.
awesome.
these agreements you have to sign when you sign up. It's just
we don't
crazy.
need people to know that we're associated.
Yeah. You search yahoo.com and then you go to their search bar, search google.com.
And then
and
go
then
to
you
Alta Vista and then type
Alta
in Utini. Fucking
Russian Underground, and then you'll find Utini.
Netscape.
Netscape. I haven't heard Netscape.
I hated that shit. I don't know why. I just didn't like it.
Netscape. You just blew my mind.
Like, if I ever see somebody using Firefox, I'm just like, die now.
Oh,
That's how I felt about using the Netscape browser.
I use Firefox on my PC.
What?
Oh yeah. I hate Chrome on the PC.
This podcast is over.
I use Chrome on my phone because it's a great mobile one, but Firefox on PC all day.
Firefox has got a really great developer version that lets you use to write code and shit.
I'm totally wrong, I guess, and everything. 2 out of 3 like Firefox. Damn it. I feel like a Last Jedi supporter.
I almost understood that. Rogue Squadron Podcast, thank you guys for tuning in. Episode 163. We've
Yes.
got Tavor was giving us a couple dippas today.
Old 13 Dipper in the Mazima Brewing Company Dipper.
What he said. You can go over there. First order of $25 or more. You can use the code ROGUE
Yes.
for $10 off.
Spelled correctly, please.
We also have Corey from Utini. Let
What's
him know
up?
again one more time.
Yeah, find us at utini.com, youtini.com. We're on social media at utini_US. We have a Facebook group, the Utini Cantina. Check it out. It's tons of fun.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Definitely just go over there and check out what they have because
Yeah.
you'll find something that you want.
1000%. Dude,
Yeah, if you want book advice too, just use the chat window on our website, and I'll just tell me some quick facts about what you want, and our team will give you some advice about what book you want to read next. So we'll do
Yeah.
that.
What books did you like? And then you'll be like, you got to read this.
what do you want to read?
Exactly.
Jedi, Darth Bane. Smugglers, Darth Bane. I want to read about Han Solo, Darth Bane.
Harry Potter.
Just tell anyone in the Darth Bane trilogy.
I want to read Harry Potter.
Game of Thrones. Nope, Darth Bane. You're getting Darth Bane. That's it.
That would be hilarious.
That's all you need
Terminator.
to ship out.
IG-88. You got to have it. Awesome.
Awesome. Dude, thanks for hopping on. This has been fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Glad to chat with you. Yeah, follow us, Rogue Squadron Podcast. Oh, we have